I typed a text to a girl I used to see.
God.
You know what I mean? Love
What
it in
is
the
that?
summer, silk in the winter. This is just a where did we beginner? Used to sing tenor in the church choir. Anyway, I'm the type of guy to notice subtle signs. When I cut
Oh
on
God.
lines, you ain't even trying to look sexy. But even if she was, so what? Motherfucker, grow up. Know
Hey,
that,
hey, 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 hey.
know that she's a human being, and being human's hard on the boulevard.
Bars.
You know what I mean? Andre 3000 for all y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You
I
know,
thought you was your original bars. You just stealing bars?
oh, we don't rap our original bars for the public for free.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Um, welcome to a new episode of Film Club. I'm your host, Zach, and here's my co-host. What's your
I'm
name,
on the other
co-host?
side. My name is Kenny Sparks. I'm dark. I'm light. I'm bright. I'm out of sight. I'm on a bike. I'm not.
Are you really on a bike?
No, I'm in my house. But anyway, that's besides the point. You see me. Well, how would I be on the bike?
I can only see you from the chest up. You could be on a bike right now, pedaling.
You know what? You're 100% right.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
100% right.
the brain's in
You don't
operation.
know my shit. Real for real. Because I'm a black man in America.
As you can see, Kenny is going to be on one all stream, so you got to stick around. It's going to be stay excited. And also, if you are here, that means you didn't get raptured. So I'm
Hey,
really, really happy about that, to see all your lovely faces, because obviously I didn't get raptured either.
Mark say
Um,
rapture.
Today we're going to have an exciting show for you guys. We're going to be doing our last four watch. We're going to be talking about that. We have some new films that we saw this past week that
Yep.
way different from last week, and I have one that I really want to rave about. We're going to do a spoiler chat review discussion on Him, because we have so much to talk about. So if you have not seen the film, this will be full spoilers. We're going to be breaking down the whole movie, and a little bit that works and a lot that does not.
Woo.
And because Him was produced by Jordan Peele, we're going to be talking about Jordan Peele and kind of like the state of where things are at with him after this film came out, because there was a headline that came out that's very concerning right after this movie kind of flopped. So let's get into the first one. We're going to be catching up real quick. Kenny, let the people know how you're doing.
I'm doing well, man. I'm feeling a little bit gratitude for the amount of people who actually did check out my Him review. I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. Mostly because I posted it at 10 o'clock at night, and I was told you're not supposed to do that. But the views came in, the people commented, people were really, I guess, into the review. I'm afraid for certain people to see it, namely my parents, because the first thing I say out of my mouth, the fuck did I just say? So I'm a little scared for my dad to like click on it, because you know what I mean. He's like, oh, my son, you know what I mean. So I was like, hey. But you know what? The council told me to start the video that way, so blame the council. Yeah. Anyway,
and you got some really good comments on that video. One of them I saw, it said the best review intro ever. Like, people are giving you some
that was cool.
really
I
good
really
comments.
appreciate that. Yeah.
So good job on that.
Appreciate that. But you know what comes after that, right?
What?
Complete abject fear of the next video I put out absolutely flopping.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, because I'll have one hit like 1,000, and the next couple hit like maybe 130. So
if we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, man. Why is that man in NASCAR on NXT? Just he's in a NASCAR suit. Full anyway. But yeah, how was your week? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I've been doing a lot of looking into my channel, trying to figure out what works, what don't, and what kind of series I want to bring back and do. So on a weekly basis, so you guys know what I'm doing each week. And if you've been seeing, I have a new thumbnail style for my last four videos that I'm really happy with, and I think I'm going to keep going with that. So far, people have been clicking more. And the views are getting up higher, faster. So I'm happy about that. Just making sure the content is great for you guys. And then we've been working on making sure the live stream is also great for you guys. So
yeah,
just working to make the experience for the viewers better.
100%.
And making sure you guys like our personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Kenny's a silly guy. So
am I?
the guy.
I'm a serious human being. You know what
Oh
I'm
god.
saying? But yeah, I 100% totally agree. Like we really want to make these live streams fun. Like
Yeah.
we want you guys to have a good time. So we try to balance out ranting and raving about things that we don't like because we like more things than we don't. That's one thing
Agreed.
that's going to be different about our live stream. You won't be coming here. I know the thumbnail says Jordan Peele falling off. The title's like, "Is this nigga dead?" Like all this stuff is looking like super negative. But trust me when I tell you, 99% of the time you come through here, it's going to be a positive experience because we are a or two movie review channels that actually like movies.
Yeah, we'll have fair criticism
I mean,
and point out the stuff we don't like, but we're not going to be slamming things just to slam things.
yeah.
Like I just saw my friend said John Campia said Him was the worst movie of the year, and I'm like, John, World of Worlds came out this year. What are you talking about?
But you know what? We should talk about that for a second, right?
Yeah,
I think that Him could be my worst movie of the year, and here's why.
really.
Yeah, here's why. It's not about its production, it's like the acting and all the other stuff that has to do with War of the Worlds. What it does have to do with is what my expectations were versus what I got, right? Or like so if I watch a Tubi movie, of course I'm gonna rate a Tubi movie. Like it's probably one of the worst things I've seen this year. But when I actually have something that I care about, I went into, I was like, man, I'm excited to see this. It might be my worst movie of the year because this is exactly why most people's top 10 worst movie of the years at the end of the year list are full of movies, not full of movies that they saw that they did not care about. It's full of movies that they saw that were really like looking forward to or interested in that ended up disappointing them. It's rarely like the 10 terrible movies that you saw on Tubi or Shudder, or Shudder has a lot of good stuff. Tubi or Shudder, or
Yeah.
you know, the doldrums of like the very bottom of Netflix, right? It's usually like, I don't know, the Joker 2 Folie à Deux, right? Are there 20 movies probably worse than that came out that year? Probably. But what do I care about? I wanted to do the Joker. It was trash, right? So that's going to make my top 10 worst movies of the year because it's like
How much you're invested in it.
It's how much you're invested in it, right? So
I see that. I guess because from the trailer, I thought this movie wasn't going to be good. That
okay.
Yeah, I've been very loud about how I thought this movie did not look good. The movie didn't look good in the trailers to me.
Okay.
All it was just a lot of style, and it didn't show any hook for me to be like, okay, this is going to be actually really good. And because of Jordan, and we're going to be talking about Jordan Peele's track record in terms of like producing and things like that, that was part of it. The fact that he wasn't writing or directing any of it, you know?
Right.
So me, when I think about it, compared to like watching Snow White, which I didn't hate, but was kind of boring, and World of Worlds and some other films. Like I know Hurry Up Tomorrow is probably worse than this. Like half the movie I was interested in is, and we're going to talk about in like the other half is where it fell off. Versus like World of Worlds is just not good from beginning to end.
But it is entertaining.
I laughed at the movie, but I was not entertained for the most part. I was just like, there's big chunks of that where I was like, I'm really bored. Like
I was having such a good time. Like this is I was having a Madam Web moment. This is absolutely terrible, and I'm invested in how terrible it actually is. And I felt that way during War of the Worlds, which honestly, it unlike Madam Web, popped up out of nowhere, and I was just like, "What the fuck is it?" It was a good like one of those weekends in 2025 that we'll remember forever. When
everybody was talking about it.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of things.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk about Madam Web in a negative light in my stream, all right? I'm a Madam Web defender.
Are you?
No, I'm joking. That movie's bad, but I love it. I love it because I don't love World of the Worlds. Like I'll watch Madam Web again to laugh. I'm never watching World of the Worlds again. That shit was Ice Cube, man. But yeah, let's move into our last four Watcharunos. These are going to be, well, I don't even have this here. I already have the label. These are the last 4 films that we've seen. And I'm excited to talk about some of this. So, Kenny, you're going to go up first. Let us
Yeah,
know
nigga.
about the last 4 films you watched and how you felt about it.
So, all right. So, it's a little bit out of order, but that doesn't matter. We're going to talk about all 4 of them. The Long Walk, for me, we discussed ad nauseum last week. Not ad nauseum, but we talked about it for
Yeah,
a
we
while.
talked to like an hour and a half. Yeah.
You guys know I'm not a fan of that movie. You guys are a fan of that movie. I respect that. I still feel this exact same way about it I did last week. It's a miss for me, but that's it, right? It's no him. I'll tell you that much. Demon Slayer is, I think I have it number 2 on my letterbox list of 2025. It's really good.
Too. Yeah,
It's really freaking good. So I'm excited for the future movies and stuff like that. And maybe like, so what often happens with me is I'll rate something really high and pull it back, or I'll rate something really low and move it up. I've done that a couple times this past week when I was like, it's funny. Whenever you see a really bad movie, right? Or you see a movie that's like, let's say 3 stars, right?
yeah.
And you're putting it and you're slotting it up the letterbox ranking, and you pass that thing that's like 2 stars, and it's like,
is that 2 stars? That happened to me today because I rated Jurassic World Rebirth 2 stars, and then I started moving stuff around, and I was like, wait, hold up. Is Jurassic World Rebirth 2 stars? Yeah. Because now I'm like, this Rebirth is better than this movie.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, hey, it's better than this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, like I really feel like this is why I have a love-hate relationship with like ranking movies, because my opinion on it changes from week to week.
Yeah,
but yeah, moving right along, we're going to talk about him a lot tonight, so I won't talk about it right now. But I did have a chance to see the Smashing Machine last night.
Yeah, my man got press screening. Yeah, here with the press.
And you know what?
Let
me tell you how much I love being here with you. Okay, I had press screening tickets tonight for one battle after another. I said, no, I gotta be here for the Zach, the attack, and the reviews, and I also have to be here for the people, as Blaine would say, right? The Smashing Machine was smashing in the way that people of the English descent say. It was great, man. I really enjoyed it. Dwayne delivered an amazing performance. I was very happy with the way that he challenged himself, and he does things with this character that really, like, it's a biopic in a sense. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about biopics because I really want to talk about like what constitutes a biopic, because this is not from childhood to like current adulthood.
Yeah, it's not their whole life,
because he's not dead. This is not childhood to current adulthood. This is like
a section of his life.
A section of his life. It's from like 1993 to like 2001, right? It's like that.
Oh, so it's not even up to like right now.
Yeah, So yeah, that's basically what it's kind of like what defined his career as a UFC fighter and everything that was in between that in his personal life, right? So, because like fighters, they have careers, but you can't fight forever. Right?
No, you can't fight forever. It's too much.
So yeah, exactly.
Also, I like biopics like that because when you a lot of times when you start from childhood and move your way up, you miss things or like it feels too long getting gestated and all that. So
there's usually an extra hour. Of stuff to talk about.
We're going to be talking about that, and I have a biopic on my list in terms of that exact thing.
Yeah. So I guess. So I don't know whether or not to call those biopics. You know what I mean? So. I don't know, but we can discuss that at a different time. But Dwayne does a really good job here, and one of the things that he does extremely well is show this humongous human being being incredibly emotional, and how I don't even know what you want to call it, like the dichotomy or the oxymoronic feeling of seeing this huge, gargantuan dude who beats people to not to death, but beats people down,
Yeah.
cry, have these emotions, be soft spoken, be a very kind human being. Right? There's a lot of things in this movie that challenges your preconceived notions of fighters. Like people think that all fighters are abusive to their spouses and all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. But fighters are people, football players are people. It
Yeah.
gets really weird when we start generalizing specific people in specific professions.
Acting like they're monoliths, like every single one of them the same.
Exactly. Like a lot of times, this is just a nigga who throws the football.
Yeah.
I
That's
just
just their
don't.
job.
That's just my job. It's my passion. It's my job. But man, I like video game. Like you, and you're seeing a lot of that today with like athletes and people who are reaching out and showing their other interests. Like Bun B has a restaurant, a burger restaurant. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. So anyway,
Yeah, Jadakiss got the juice bar.
right.
You know, we watch
Have you
wrestling
been
and
there?
here in New Day. Yeah, I've been to the Jadakiss one. The New Day play video games. They have a video game YouTube channel. Like
Right.
everyone's showing that, like, yeah, we do other stuff. Like we
Right.
train, we do this, but we have other interests, and we're people, and we have a variety of stuff that's within us.
So I'm going to turn my notifications off out of respect for the stream. But yeah, so we yeah. So anyway, the Smashing Machine was really good. I'm really excited for other people to see it. And I'm curious how people would compare it to The Wrestler and The Iron Claw, because those to me are the most apt comparisons to
Yeah.
that film in terms of like, did you make a good film about a fighter or about some, and Warrior as well. Warrior's a great movie.
And The Fighter is a really good one too.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
I think it's
Yeah.
Christian Bale and is it Matt Damon?
Madamand.
I think so. So let's go on to my last four watch, which is similar to yours. Obviously, it's honestly only one movie that's different. So I'm gonna go. We gonna talk about him. Me and Kenny have varying degrees of how much we like the movie, but we both kind of on the negative side of it. Demon Slayer is my number 4 favorite film of the year so far, so I absolutely love that movie, and I kind of knew I was gonna love it going in, so maybe I have a little bit of a bias, but
Yeah,
it just nailed what I wanted. The
absolutely.
Long Walk, I liked the movie. I got emotional in certain parts. It was a brutal watch.
Mhm.
It's not something I'm going to be rewatching anytime soon
Yeah,
because it's a lot.
it
Uh,
is.
and then The Better Man. I finally got to watch this. This is a film that got a limited release in December of 2024, but got wide release in January and kind of got swept under the rug. And unfortunately, it financially didn't do well. This is a fantastic film. I wished you ever watch a movie, missed a movie in theaters, or was like not super interested and heard about it, and then you watched it at home and you're like, oh, I wish I was in a movie theater right now watching this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a movie that was like that.
I've heard you say this before.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
I think the one that immediately comes. Well, the one that we didn't have a choice was Extraction. Like
oh yeah,
we've been saying
especially
that
number two.
forever. Yeah,
Yeah,
like we would have loved to have seen that movie in the theater,
yeah,
but unfortunately we couldn't.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's another one. But yeah, I can't really think of another
yeah.
one right now.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
just talk about The Better Man. Visually, this movie it has so much visual sequences that look absolutely amazing, even just on my phone because I wasn't watching it at work.
Mhm.
And Paramount Plus streaming quality is not.
Not it.
It's not where it's supposed to be. The movie was darker. I had to turn my light all the way up on my screen
Oh wow.
because of how dark it made the movie look. But I could still see how visually pleasing the film was. The choice to make him a monkey was a very interesting one that really worked for a lot of scenes. There's a
Yeah.
lot of fantastical elements to it that wouldn't have worked if it was a human.
Mhm.
So the choice to do that, and then also how he was acting and how he saw himself. He saw himself like this animal. So it just made sense for them to do that. And this is a biopic that goes from not birth, but like childhood up until adulthood to the end of his career or the tail end of his career. And it is long because I remember you guys are asking me when I said I was watching it, well, how would you guys think about it? And I was like, oh, I still got like an hour and 13 minutes left.
A lot of
um,
fun.
and because I was watching it at work, I didn't get to finish it. And then I had to end up finishing it today, and I ended up loving it. There's so many cool sequences in here. I'm not a big musical guy. Everyone knows that. I've talked about it countlessly. Like, I don't really love musicals, but
Mhm.
and even though I don't really know his music, the music was solid. But the way the sequences were put together were magical.
That's awesome.
And the in between parts of that were really good too. All the drama, his relationship with his mother, his grandma, his father, his fiance, he used to be in a band and got kicked out. All these different things that happened was really, really interesting. I think my only fault with the film is that there was a part where he has to do like some reconciliation, and that was a musical part to it, like a singing aspect to it. And I wish it was more of a in the moment he sat down and talked to these people moment,
Gotcha.
because he did so much shit and he did so many bad things to people he loved. I would have loved him to see him actually hash it out,
Yeah.
instead of singing about it. So I really love this movie. I highly recommend it. It is on Paramount Plus. It probably looks better on the TV than it does on the phone. I will say check it out. It's one of the most underrated movies of 2025.
Nice. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So those are, what did I just do? My four films, or both our four films that we both saw this year. What happened to our background?
Oh, I was tinkering with something. I bet. I'll untinker.
Boom. Okay. Wait, what's this? A new background?
Yeah, I was making it.
Ooh, I like.
I gotta fix it.
It's shiny. Okay. So I'll use this, and then when you fix it, let me know.
Okay.
Books, purrs, and gurs. So listening while driving home from work. Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate that.
And also, did you get to check out Splitsville books? Because I know you said that you were going to check it out based on my review. I'm wondering, did you get to check it out and did you like it? Let me close my Discord. Now I'm getting notifications out of nowhere. So let's transition into our spoiler review talk discussion of Him, the new movie produced by Jordan Peele, directed by Justin Tippin, who hasn't really done much big things, starring Marlon Wayans and Tyriq Whithers, who, if you don't know who Tyriq Whithers is, he was in one of the best episodes in Atlanta, and he did a fantastic job in that episode. And then he also was in I Know What You Did Last Summer this year, which obviously a lot of people didn't enjoy. So he got kind of two stinkers on his hand. So drop in the comments down below if you're watching what your initial thoughts of Him is. And Kenny, what are your initial thoughts about Him? What were you expecting, your expectations, and then what are your initial thoughts after watching it?
So I have a story to tell.
Oh boy.
Not even a story. I made it way too dramatic. So basically, a lot of times when I go to see a movie, I'm not the type of person who likes to know what other people think about the movie before I see it.
Yeah.
I try to stay clear. I don't watch reviews. I don't do anything that would cause me to have a preconceived notion about a film before I've seen it. So when Zach told me, my coworker said it was trash, I was like, oh man, I guess I gotta lower my expectations. I don't know why I just said that and whatever I just said, but yeah, like I really feel like I went into it trepidatious because I wasn't really sure if it was going to live up to what I wanted to see. But as always, I go into a movie with an open mind, and I actually really wanted to like this movie. Like I went into the theater really excited to see Marlon Wayans try and do something a little bit different on the dramatic end of things, on every end of things, because I want to see, like, first of all, comedians are notorious for turning in great dramatic performances.
Yeah.
And sometimes great horror performances. They don't do as much horror as they do drama, but when they do like these dramatic performances, typically they knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Right. and it's about football. It's like it's a horror film. I love football. I love horror. It's marrying all these things that I love. It wasn't good. Um, the first, I watched Zach's review earlier, and it said, you had me in the first half, right? And for me, like that was true of this film. I'm sorry, I just stole like your answer. But yeah, for me, it was true of this movie where I was okay, cool setup, right? By the time, like there were things that were happening that I was like curious about, a little bit trepidatious. When he gets whacked in the head by whatever kind of suit that person's wearing, I hesitate to call it a Native American suit because I don't want to be disrespectful because I don't know what it was.
Let's just say a mascot costume.
A mascot costume, right? So when he got whacked in it, I was like, did that really happen?
Yeah.
He's got stitches.
That was a big part of the movie.
Like, the stitch thing is like, okay. Then they got me with them clippers when he was getting close to those stitches. I'm like, hey man, this is dumb in the first place because no, you're at the combine. You're not at anyway. But yeah, by the time he gets to the facility, I have so much like, okay, what's happening here? He meets Marlon. Not too long after that, I'm like, Houston, we might have a problem here. Because it just doesn't. It just starts doing shit at that point. And then it does shit all the way into the end where it super does shit. It's like, hey, we doing the most right now. So I know that wasn't the most detailed review, but I kind of want to swing it over to Zach for his initial thoughts.
So I've been very vocal about, in my personal life, about seeing the trailer for this movie and saying that it looked bad. I went in going, I don't want to see this movie. It does not look good. I was thinking about skipping it. But I ended up going, went with somebody. We had a good time together watching it because we were like, what the hell? But the actual movie, I was like, this is not good. And then I know somebody that worked on the movie with the cinematography. And she told me that she saw early cut in the movie and it wasn't good. So I was like, oh boy, this is a movie you worked on. You don't think it's good. So like, I personally didn't think it looked good from the way it looked. And then someone that worked on the film told me they didn't like the way it looked. So I sat down with like, I'm going to be open-minded because there's tons of times people have told me like that same person that said that worked on this film that said that she didn't like this movie also didn't like Weapons. And I love Weapons. So that means her opinion doesn't always align with mine, which is fine. So you got to go see it for yourself, as Kenny used to say yonder ago. And I sat down and the movie started. And I was like, you know what? This is not too bad. And that's happened to me a ton of time. Rotten Tomatoes, terrible. Everybody's saying there's something stinks. And then I'm watching the movie and I'm like, this is not bad at all. So the first half of the film, I'm here. There's things that's bothering me, but not in glaring. Like something like the Himothy Kardashian, the Himothy, like they were just using the him thing in a weird way. That kind of went away after a while, thankfully. His brother just being a dumbass, that was kind of weird. Like just unnecessarily a dumbass. And but once he got to the compound and his chemistry with Marlon started, that's where I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting locked in because I think those two actors had really good chemistry.
Right.
So I was really locked in for the first half of the film, and then there's a transition where Marlon's character gets unhinged more and more than he already was, where it kind of just started losing me, and I was like, what are we doing? Why did you make this choice? So that's kind of like where I was with the rest of the film. And then it got to the third act and I was like, oh, okay. I see what's happening here. This script, and this is a fact I found out, this script has been floating around for years. It's something called the Blacklist, where there's like these great scripts people wrote, but the production company can't find a director to direct it. And this is supposed to be one of the top 5 scripts that was supposed to be directed for a while. And this film, this script feels 10 years old. It feels like this was supposed to come out. Like if this came out right after Hereditary, this shit would have been fire. Because that was what everyone was doing. Hereditary, Midsummer, The Witch. these films about cults and innocent people getting their worst parts driven out of them and things like that. And Tyreek Withers' character Cameron is this guy who's just trying to do the right thing by his father and his family, and starts diving deeper into this insanity with Marlon Wayans' character, who's into like the satanic shit.
Right.
And we've seen it so much. Wicker Man is another one. It's like so many of them. But this doesn't add anything to the conversation, which it could have, because it's about football.
Right.
And we haven't gotten many horror films about football. One, most
Hardly.
football films is
Oh,
just about like someone joining a football team and trying to make it to a championship, or
yeah.
it's a biopic, or as an inspirational story. We don't really get horror movies or football stuff that is like in a different genre. So they
Yeah.
had a really good opportunity here to really tell a powerful story that was fun, funny, and meaningful. And I don't think they did that at all, because I think they were focusing on a structure that's so old and archaic by now.
Yeah.
So now, after my initial thoughts, hold on, let me see what Books, Birds, and Girls wants to say. I haven't seen Splitsville yet because life has been chaotic. Understand that. There's so many negative reviews for him, which is a bummer, because I've always wanted Marlon Wayans to do more dramatic roles. Yeah, like he did Requiem for a Dream. He was great in that, but he hasn't been in a lot of dramatic roles. So we were talking about some things that didn't work for us. What do you think is the movie's biggest strength, Kenny?
The visual composition of the film is definitely its biggest strength. I think that it's gorgeous looking
Yeah,
visually, right? So I am like it's weird because it looks amazing,
yeah,
but
it
then
does.
it just does a bunch of weird stuff like with effects and things of that nature that kind of like takes away or distracts from that. But as far as the cinematography is concerned, it's one of the best looking films I've seen this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I would say, like in terms of its practical effects, I think that those are really well done.
Yeah,
And that's about it. I think it looks good. And I think
sounds
it has
good.
good practical effects. It sounds
The
good as
soundtrack
well.
was actually pretty solid too.
I don't remember the soundtrack, and people keep saying that it was a great soundtrack. I legitimately don't remember it. And it had a great opening to the movie. The opening of the film with showing Isaiah getting his legs snapped and all this other stuff, I thought that was pretty interesting. But then it just went downhill from there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna close this door because
Okay. Before I get into my strengths, Books, Birds, and Girls has a question, and obviously when Kenny comes back, he can answer it as well. She says, I don't know if this makes sense, but do you think him would have been better as a play? I think you can make almost any movie into a play, and especially a movie like this where there's not like big giant robots or monsters and stuff like that. You definitely could have done a play with this. I just think that the story would have to be changed a lot for it to
yeah,
be a good play. The problem with this movie is the story, and what plays, the story has to hit. Like,
yep,
they have good productions on plays, but for the most part, it's a lot about the story and the performances. So I
yeah,
think maybe him could have been a great TV show. I think maybe each day could have been a cool, different episode, like maybe a 7 episode limited series, and we actually got to flesh out some of this stuff and some of the things I'm going to talk about in terms of what they could have done. I
yeah.
think that could have worked.
I think like one of the more interesting things about the film, and this is also kind of a negative. I don't know, is the chapters. I I didn't understand the difference between the chapters. Like, and maybe that's just me not understanding it. I'm not saying that it's anything that the filmmakers did wrong, but they would like go to a different chapter and it would feel the same as the previous chapter. It's just like it
Mm,
didn't feel any kind of different. And I just kind of felt like at a certain point it just became more of a I don't even want to say a distraction, but like
just a stylistic choice
as a style,
versus
it
a
felt like another one
substantive.
of those things where it was like, oh, you know what? I've seen a couple movies recently that have done chapters. I think I should do chapters. A lot of this movie feels like I've seen this cool thing done before. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah,
It just seems like a lot of like ideas that were just kind of thrown together
yeah.
as a wouldn't this be cool? And it's like, hey man, you gotta have a lot more than cool. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna ask what's your biggest weaknesses, but you already broke that down. And I think one of the weaknesses that I talked about is the script feeling archaic.
Mhm. What do you
And
mean by that?
just not nailing the themes like you talked about is doing some weird stuff with the camera. I think there was a lot of graphics and camera work here that when I first saw stuff happen, I was like, oh, this is where the movie's going, right?
Mhm.
Showing what happens when football players hit each other, or
Yeah.
showing what happens when people inject drugs in you, like I'm sure
Mhm.
there's doctors that do things to football players that they should not be doing. Right?
Right.
We've gotten some of them arrested. Right?
Yeah.
Overdosing these players and musicians and all that stuff. And I
Mhm.
think that all that stuff is there, but they don't really mean anything in the film.
Right.
The doctor is there, and it seems like that was going to be a big commentary about how maybe doctors juice up players leading into going to the NFL because of all the pain. But then he kind of becomes a joke, and then he gets sacrificed in the end, and they don't explain why he specifically got sacrificed. Because
Yeah.
usually when you do these satanic things, you have to sacrifice somebody that means something to you, and he didn't mean anything to Tyreek, so that
Right.
didn't make any sense to me. And then another aspect was the them hitting and then showing the skeleton thing, right? I thought that was gonna be a commentary on the dangers of football, right? The
Right.
physicality of it.
CTE and things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought we were gonna get into that, but then they don't ever. He doesn't play football in the movie. That's like another thing.
That's the yeah.
He never plays football in the movie. It's all out training, which still could have been good, cool. Like he's training to get to that position, and Marlon's character is pulling strings in the background, but that's not what the movie's about either.
Yeah.
So they missed on that. There's a lot of like toxic masculinity they could have touched on in
Sure.
terms
Yeah.
of your icons and like loving someone so much, too much, maybe, where
But
you
they
kind of give
never
their faults. Say that again.
they never gave you the impression that he was allowing these weird things to happen because he wanted to please Marlon's character. Right?
Yes.
It never felt I never felt like he was struggling with a decision. I felt like he was oblivious to all the weird shit. And
Yeah.
then, like, for example, we talk about the doctor, they stick him with the needle like the first time. I'm like, you're not gonna say nothing? Right? He's like, oh, what you doing? There is not a person on this. My wife couldn't stick me with a needle and me not be like, yo, what are you doing?
What are you
What was that?
doing?
Oh, like, no, wait, time out. First of all, don't do that again. Like, don't ever stick me with nothing without my permission. But like, I would you would not be able to get me to stop talking about what just happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, we would have to have a long conversation about, first of all, damn well you're not supposed to be sticking somebody with a needle out. Like, it would be a long conversation, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, all right." So even when when they were doing the football drill where he had to complete 3 passes because the dude on the side was getting hit in the
His
face, right?
face caved
Right.
in. Yeah.
I feel like they tried to make it seem like he was having some kind of conflict, but they didn't really convey it well.
Yeah.
So it went from like, "Yo, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to him?" Right? To, "Yo, why are you dropping passes?" He sounded like an angry quarterback who was mad that people were dropping passes, less concerned about dude and more concerned
The
about,
guy over there is getting killed, man. Like he kept saying that, and I'm like, no,
yeah,
he's literally getting killed.
yeah,
It's not like he's getting tackled hard a bunch of times because you messing up.
right,
He's getting a football shot into his face at
yeah,
extreme speeds. So
yeah,
in a normal, well-written film, just a
right,
basic normal, well-written film,
mm-hmm,
when he first saw it, he would have walked out, right? And then Marlon would have to go after him. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? This is what I had to go through. Something like that. And then he would have
right,
came back and like, okay, for me to be him, I gotta go through this because he
yeah,
went. That is what a normal film that's written well, that is thought out would have done. Because then you're like, okay, Tyreek's character, I think it's Cameron, it's not a piece of shit, right? Like he
yeah,
has some conflict because there's a really powerful speech. There's a couple things in here that I really liked that Marlon said, as Isaiah White, when he brought up the fact that the whole "don't be a mascot" thing and how the Native Americans came up with the pass, which I didn't know. Because
didn't know either.
I didn't know that. I thought that was really interesting. I wish we had
Yeah,
more stuff like that in the movie, and
agreed.
how the white people like changed the rules so they couldn't do it at first and all that, and then now the Native Americans created something that's so important to football, but they're just the mascots. That's such a
That was a really good line.
That's a really good line. That's a really good like thesis for a movie to build on, and they didn't use that either because I thought that's where the movie was going.
They
And
just
then there's
dropped it.
another aspect where he talked about the things he had to do, and if you're starving in a jail and they say you could be free or you can stay and get food, do they really give you a choice? Like that was really dope, but they don't really use that either.
Yeah.
So like, I thought those were two dope lines, two dope deliveries from Marlon, but it's just a bunch of things in here that seem dope in the moment, but don't get fully unpacked or mean
Yeah.
anything, especially when you get to the end of the movie,
Oh my
right?
god. Yeah. The end of the movie was some of the most heinous bullshit I've ever seen. Like,
Before you get into, let me just see what people in the chat is saying.
okay.
Let me see
I've
what the
never
people in
used the
the chat
word
say, so we're
heinous.
not neglecting them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Obituary Line says, "Hello, hope you guys are doing well. I don't know if I'll be watching this movie. Doesn't mean it's a bad or good movie. That's fair. Like I said, I almost didn't want to watch it.
Hey, what's up, T?
T, what's up? Hi, how's it going, Kenny? What is your favorite thriller?
Man, I think like off the top of my head, I'm going to say The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson as one of my favorite thrillers for sure. I'm sure if I looked at a list of thrillers, I would possibly find another one that I like more. But whenever I think about thriller, I always think about The Negotiator.
Mm.
Negotiator is a phenomenal film, and you know Samuel L. Jackson has been the lead in films for sure. But this was like one of his like
best.
it's a Samuel L. Jackson movie, right?
Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed The Negotiator.
On top of my head, I know you didn't ask me, but on top of my head, I think Inside Man is like what came to mind. That's a really great.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat right now, what's your favorite thriller as well? What's your favorite thriller period? Like this comes to your mind. What's your favorite thriller from this year, 2025? What's your favorite John Travolta performance? Ooh,
Face Off.
when I think of John Travolta, I think of Face Off.
Face Off.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. Same thing.
My favorite thriller is Michael Jackson Thriller.
That's good.
Well, technically, there is a thriller movie, right? I believe so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So that works.
Yeah, if you guys think the same thing about Nicolas Cage, I would also say Face Off. Is those two.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's get we'll go back to some of the comments, but I want to keep going through the discussion and review. Let's talk because we're getting ready to talk about like towards the middle and the ending of the movie. What's some of the wildest parts of the movie to you?
So obviously it's the football to the face thing.
Yeah,
that was wild. One wild thing that happened that doesn't seem like extremely wild, but I was really confused about was the scene in the desert where they both have the gun in there, like aiming for, I guess, mascots or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't understand. This is what I was talking about with Tyreek's character. When did you turn into this person who would shoot someone in a suit who's clearly in a suit? Like, and then they don't
address
it ever, right?
I thought it was a thing of he's setting him up because the person was kind of moving. The person was kind of moving a little bit, but not enough maybe that he could tell because they were shooting inanimate objects up to that point.
Right.
So he might have thought this was just another one because the person wasn't really moving and it was kind of far. So I could kind of see maybe he didn't realize it was a person, but he did shoot a person and they never addressed it. It was like, why did that even happen?
Right. And it wasn't, and this was another part of the movie where I thought he was going to see that there was a person in there. He was going to turn to Marlon and say, yo, I can't shoot this person. He's like, well, do you want to be great or not? Blah, 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 blah. Like that kind of rhetoric.
Yeah.
And it never happened. He just shoots him.
You got to be a killer.
Are you the bad guy now? Did you turn? Are you on the dark side? Like what's happening here? Like I was so confused by that.
I was so confused. And I think that's the point where the movie started losing me, right?
Yeah.
Because right before that was the whole spit on the gun and did you have sex with my wife?
I think that might be the wildest part of the movie.
That was wild. And all
Well,
that stuff.
actually, yeah, the stuff leading up to that with the Julia Fox and them being like,
Yeah.
around each other. I'm like,
even right before that.
yeah,
Right before that was
they're
the
at a
death
party.
of the fan?
Oh yeah, when he killed the crazy
The
like
fan, the
lady.
obsessed fan.
Yeah.
I
Who
was
got in
so
there?
confused.
She got in there. And first
Yo,
person,
that was a really good creepy. The way it was shot was a really good creepy scene.
like coming from under.
Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah,
whoa! I
was
didn't
done
even
well.
see at all. I just saw
Yeah.
the blonde pop out. I was like, oh shoot!
Yeah.
And then the whole the struggle was really good. Like, so that's one of the things that this movie does that pissed me off throughout. It builds up tension really well, and then the end result is not pleasing.
Yeah, because at the
Like,
end of
even in the hallway.
yeah, like he goes away, right? And then Marlon's killing them?
I don't even know what was happening there.
Yeah. It was like, and then you see a football.
He killed the girl when he cracked her in the head. That she's done.
Yeah.
But the other two weirdos from Mad Max, apparently,
Right.
they are like around, and I'm like, sound like putties.
But the thing about it is, like, I know like some of these things are an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Of like what fandom is and all this other stuff, right? And how fanatical fans can be.
Yeah.
But it just came off more, I don't even know a better term for it, like weird than like metaphorical. It raised more questions than it raised more questions about the filmmaking than it did about the intrigue of what you're trying to tell me. Because when the lady first bangs on the bus, when he's like coming in,
that was executed well.
That was executed well. But then I'm looking at her, I'm like, it's weird. Because it was weird because we know that Isaiah White is in the secluded area, like in his sand castle dome thing.
Great setup. The set design was great too.
Yeah, like that was an interesting looking building for sure.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like these people are just like outside of this thing, and it's like I didn't understand what that was trying to communicate in a sense.
Yeah. They didn't do a good job. That's another thing that they could communicate really well, because there's even a scene with a fan where he's like he's deciding if he's gonna go do the compound. We're going further back in the beginning, and you start hearing a weird noise in the darkness, and it looks like it's a demon kind of thing, but it ends up being a fan. And they did a really good job of showing how creepy and scary fandom can be to celebrities, right? I think Smile 2 did a better job at that. Yeah. That scene was really, really good, but they didn't execute. It was just too many ideas for this director and whoever wrote this script to execute in the smoothest way and connect all the dots together. Because he kills the fan. Apparently he says he's going to clean it up. So that means he's probably going to kill the other two dudes, or maybe even one of the dudes is one of the people that was in the suit and he shot, but we never get any results from any of that.
I think like two things on that. One of the things that came up, I was doing a debrief with my friend after the movie was over, and he said that he felt like this movie is suffering from the edit and them cutting out a lot of things that would have made more sense if they left it in. So essentially, when we were talking about it, we gave the analogy that was similar to like Batman versus Superman, the theatrical cut that made zero sense.
It leaves a lot of the context out.
Leaves a lot of the context out. But then when you watch the Ultimate Edition, this is a movie.
This makes sense.
This is a film that makes sense. Whether I like it or not is whatever. But at least I have a film I can follow. Like, wait, what just happened? Like, I don't want to do what just happened. I don't want to do that.
How did Lois find this out? Where did that come from? Like,
right. So, and there was a lot of that in this, even to the point where he pointed out, like, at one point, like there was somebody at the very end, like the last scene, they were like sitting there with like something like an eye gouging, but then it wasn't in a different part. Like he was mentioning that there's a lot of like the edit that it felt like was a lot of things were taken out that would have made sense.
Mm.
The other part of it too is, and I think that this is a more important part of my idea of what makes a good film in general, is it's not my responsibility for me to tell you what your movie is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I watch a film and I have to like fill in all these blanks about what your motivation was and what this was and what, like, no, like I paid you to tell me a story. You know what I mean? Like I'm here for you to. So when you'll see this a lot of times when you have discussions with people, it's like, well, I felt like maybe this was that, and then I guess what they were trying to say was this. It's like, well, I want the movie to tell me that. Like I want the I don't want to be your co-writer. I want you to make a movie and me to go watch it. Now, here's what I'm not saying. At the end of Inception, it leaves a question. Yeah. Is he in the dream world or in the whatever? Or is this real? And it leaves that question at like because of the little spinny top drawing. That's kind of, you know, it's kind of like a question of what. That's not what I'm saying. That is a good like
open for interpretation
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the movie gave me so much context about why that matters.
Exactly. They give you rules and regulations so that now you can play around within the world. This movie does not do any of that. Zero. Right? Like they should have, if they're going to go down the cultist satanic route, you got to leave clues. There should be things in the background, and maybe there were and I missed it. But it just didn't feel like they set it up in a way from the beginning of like Hereditary. And I know it's, I don't want to keep comparing movies to it, but I feel like this movie feels like it's trying to be that, but not as good. Hereditary sets up a lot of the satanic stuff from the beginning of the movie. It's just so subtle you don't realize until you watch it again. You're like, oh, this was there and that was there and this was it was leading it to it the whole time. I just didn't realize because weird shit was happening. I thought it was just weird shit. Versus this, where it's like the first half of the movie makes it feel like it's just a sports horror film about the trials and tribulations of trying to be a player and be a black player, because they kind of talked about that a little bit too, trying to be black, and he kind of made jokes about his mixed identity, which they didn't really get into it either. And then it gets into like the satanic stuff in the last 20 minutes. It's like, wait, whoa, that's not what this movie told me it was gonna be.
Yeah. So there's, to sum it up, like there's a lot of introducing ideas and, like you said, never fleshing it out. Like they stop and start with a lot of stuff to the point where it just sounds like gobbledygook by the end.
Yeah, and I stole this from somebody, but somebody said that this movie feels like it was made by someone that's never watched football. And as someone that doesn't watch football, I agree.
I watch football, and I don't know about that in particular, but I don't know. I can't agree or disagree with that. I watch football religiously. I watch it almost every time it's on, and I did feel like some of the I felt like this. Obviously, this movie's not about football necessarily, but it is about football. In a sense where it's like the fandom and the lengths people will go and so on and so forth
to make it.
Yeah, so and I say this all the time. You can tell me a story and I agree morally with everything you're saying, and the story can still be trash.
Yep.
Right? Point I mean, what's a good I don't even know. Like I'm trying to think of like
something that's like a good positive story, but a good
positive story, but
garbage.
This is not a good movie, right? Yeah. Matter of fact, I will say this: long time Christian, believe in the faith, all that stuff. Christian movies are not good from a filmmaking perspective.
Yeah,
right? They may give you messages that you agree with, right? But as far as acting, producing, writing, directing, all this other stuff, typically not the best.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where this kind of falls into. But do you want to briefly talk about the end real quick?
I have something else I wanted to talk to you about that we was talking on screen about. Let me just get in some of these questions, and then we'll get into that. Have you been watching any TV shows at the moment, or just focusing on movies? Personally, for me, I've just been focusing on movies. For whatever reason, every time I sit down to watch a TV show, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
What about you, Kenny?
Yeah, I have been watching. I'm all caught up on Peacemaker. I'm all caught up on Alien Earth, obviously, except for the episode that's premiering tonight. I think it's the season finale tonight. And what else? I think it's really just those two. I've been meaning to watch Gen V season 2, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, hey, stop dropping 3 1-hour episodes when the season starts, because
that's Prime Video's
I don't have time to watch 3 1-hour episodes, and that's me, right?
Yeah,
I can't speak for everybody else. Other people are fully capable of doing that.
Yeah,
but I'm just kind of like, damn, you guys put me behind the 8 ball early, like yeah.
Just wondering, how many movies have both of you seen at the moment? I'm at 84.
You son of a beanstalk. I am at, off the top of my head, guessing, I think I'm at 74.
Okay.
I think I'm at 74.
Nice. Because early in the year, you were ahead of me.
And now because I've noticed like the past month, you just been like going ham, just watching movies. Like it's something to do.
It is something to do. I like movies. Apparently you don't.
You know what I'm saying? You just be out here watching film.
Just watching film.
That's not okay.
Sounds like Get Out was a better film than this movie. Oh, all Jordan Peele's movies are better than this movie. What a... We're going to talk about that also, you saying that, and how, like, that's a weird thing. It's close to midnight. There's something evil lurking in the dark. What?
It's close to midnight.
Oh.
See, you don't know your culture, dog.
Shut your ass up. What movie character would you want to go paragliding with? Who can fly? Superman. Just in case.
Do you know what paragliding is?
The thing.
Do I know what paragliding is? Because I thought it was the thing.
Isn't that when you're attached to the boat and you're like,
yeah, that's what I thought.
But you're flying. You know, you're still in the sky. You know, that's scary.
I mean, for me, obviously like Aquaman. You know what I mean?
Nah, Superman. I'm good. I'm good on Aquaman.
You're something somebody might say.
I mean, that might be nice. Kiara said one of my favorite thrillers from recent. Oh, Watcher is so good. Oh my god.
You told me
I haven't.
I need to watch it.
Had my butt clenched so hard watching the movie.
Hey, what a wonderful kind of day when you can learn to work and play and get along with each other. What are you doing?
The writing in this movie sounds all over the place and not that interesting. Yeah, yeah. I can't think of a current thriller, but the movie Pi left an impression on me. I think it came out in 1998. I've heard about that.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it my fave, but I did enjoy Drop. That's a movie I've been meaning to watch. I know Kenny did not like that movie.
I didn't, but a lot of people do. Cece loves it. I don't know if she loves it, but she really enjoyed it, and stuff like that. So you might enjoy it as well.
Do you like Lakeview Terrace? I don't know what that is.
I do. That was a good movie. Yeah. It was so this mixed race couple moves into this neighborhood. Their next door neighbor is a cop. The cop is played by Samuel L. Jackson. He is just an asshole the entire time to them. He is treating them like trash. He's shining like floodlights into their house. He's doing all types of crazy stuff. And it's a really entertaining movie where you're like, Sam Jackson, you gotta chill out. So he's the villain of the movie, and it's really fun.
Your description of this movie sounds really entertaining. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, super chat.
Hey,
I
goodies.
gotta find my super chat thing quicker than I do. I need to have it like at the top of the tower or something. Where the hell is this shit at?
Well, if we talk
Oh,
about Blizzard,
That's delicious.
a large popcorn.
A large? You got money. He got money. Get it all for him.
no, to Kiara.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the super chat. This is an inside joke that should be releasing soon. The film club, me and Kenny Sparks, was on Sup Media Reviews channel. We did a podcast episode with her where we talked about the top 5 movies that we would love to watch, even if we were in the worst seat in the theater. Can you stop putting up gang signs? What's going on here? And it was really, really fun. I had a great time. It was really, really fun. So I'm excited for you guys to hear that. That should be coming out soon.
Yeah.
And some show recommendations that, oh yes, Kiara be talking about the shows in the chat. The Rainmaker, Poker Face is so good. I need to watch season 2.
My wife went ahead
and watched it without you?
Without me.
Damn. That's grounds for divorce, to be honest with you.
I mean, temporary, you know what I'm saying?
Temporary separation. Shrinking, I heard, was great.
I have heard Shrinking is great.
The Revival I've never heard of, so let me know what that is.
Wheel of Time is something I'm pretty sure I've heard the people on the internets argue about.
Yeah, it's like a mixed. Like book lovers don't like it, but people who never read the book like it. That's usually how it goes. Yeah. And the Ballad I heard was really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into the next thing. Once again, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate that. Any support is crazy good. Let's talk about some performances because we were talking about this before, and you went off on me. You know what I mean? You went off on me because yeah, you did. You was calling me names. Let's talk about some of these performances. Let's start with Tyriq Whithers before we get to the controversial one. Tyriq Whithers, who's fairly new on the scene. Just one question about him for you. Is this a breakout role for him? Does he have breakout potential? Based on what you've seen.
See, what I'm thinking about in my head is I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Right? The reason I'm going to say no is not because he was bad. He was actually weirdly good in a really poorly written role.
Yeah.
Right?
He elevated the poor writing.
Like, I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
The character he's playing is just dumb.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But that character did him no favors, right? And the reason I also say it's not a breakout role, even though he did play it well, was I don't believe you can have a breakout role in a bad movie. A breakout performance in a bad movie. Like, at least I've never seen that before. Like, typically, if you have a breakout role, it also accompanies a really good to great movie, right? Because a lot of people are watching attention to it, and they're praising the movie. And one of the points they make is, and this guy was really great, and he sold it. You know what I mean? Like, that's typically how we get our breakout performances. I don't remember the last time I saw a bad movie. It was like, oh man, this movie is awful, but he was great. Like, well, I mean, there are times where that happens, but not breakouts. No. What do you think?
I don't think this is a breakout role for him, but I do think he has breakout potential. I think he has the potential to become, I don't know, be a movie star, but be bigger. Maybe because he's doing a really good job of doing social media stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of people like his social media antics. So I think he can do that and also just get into better movies, because I know He Did Last Summer was not something that a lot of people liked. And then this as well is also something that people like. Luckily, he has his next job already lined up. So hopefully that is actually a good movie where he gets to show his range. I think he did a really good job of making me care about this Cameron character. Yeah. And the little bit of reacting that he did get to do wasn't bad. So I think he has potential. I just think he needs a better script and a stronger director. Because I'm also wondering if the director just told him not to react to stuff. because I had a discussion with the person that told you that worked on the film, and they said the point of him not reacting was because he had the concussion, and he was supposed to be like hazy and not all there. But I was like, the movie didn't do a good job
I'm telling you,
presenting that,
yeah,
because a lot of times I forgot he was concussed. So, yeah.
That plot point came and went as it pleased.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a messy film.
Yeah.
How about Marlon Wayans? You talk about Marlon Wayans because we have two very different opinions on Marlon.
So one of the more interesting things I've been seeing about this movie, post-seeing this movie, I've been watching a lot of other people's reviews, a lot of our movie tuber friends' reviews, Heartbeat at the Movies, TJ Billups. He's another person whose review I watched. I've watched a ton of reviews from our movie tuber people. Everybody says that he had a great performance in this film. I feel quite the opposite. I thought that he was pretty bad, like hamming it up like quite a bit. One of the things I explained like in my review, like it felt like he was looking at the script and the script says act crazy, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do what I think crazy is, right? And that's when I was talking about when I said you got really high and then talk really low and then boop your nose. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like I felt, bro, what are you doing? Like the entirety of the film. It was like, and even like when he's like holding the helmet, like, and he's looking into the helmet. And part of that is the filmmaking, because I'm like, this feels dumb. But also part of it is like his performance was like he's just like yelling. You all right, nigga?
Damn.
He's just like yelling, and it's just like, do people think that yelling is like all that crazy is? Like it just kind of felt all over the place, and I didn't believe him. As a matter of fact, I felt like, as I explained in my review, it felt like he was fighting against his comedic inclinations in order to deliver a more like a straight man kind of performance. But it always felt like he won, and the booping the nose is kind of like that point I was making of. It always felt like he wanted to go back to the comedic parts of it, and it just like it didn't work for me, right? So I've seen a lot of people say that they enjoyed his performance, that he was the best part of this movie. I don't know if there is a best part of this movie, so I'm just kind of like I'm the opposite. I'm on the opposite spectrum. But if people did enjoy it, I'm not going to call y'all crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just going to say I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, and I'm one of the people that do think he was the best part of this movie, and I do like his performance. I think it's one of his better dramatic performances that he's given. I didn't think he was probably the straight. I think Cameron, Tyriq Whithers' character, was the straight man. I think he was the eccentric one, and the booping in the nose. I think the gun in the mouth spit thing was a little bit too much.
That's another thing. Yeah,
it was a little bit too much, but I think that one moment is not going to ruin the whole performance for me. I think from he showed up, slamming that thing up until the end of the movie, I thought he did a fantastic job bringing this character to life. That was poorly written. I do think the character was poorly written, but the moments of acting, I never felt like he was overacting too much until the gun thing. I didn't think that he didn't show range within his character, and he was giving a comedic performance, but what's best with comedy is that sometimes if you switch the tone of something, it's not comedic no more. It's weird, it's scary. Like there's a lot of unhinged behavior in comedy that if you take it out of the comedic tone of a film, it becomes scary. So I think that's where they were taking it from, and that's what I got from his performance. I really liked Marlon's performance here as this eccentric football player that was scared to give up his life that he's built and pass, and he kind of wanted to pass it on to this dude, but at the same time he wanted to keep it. I got all that through his performance, all those pathos, but unfortunately it was in a poorly written film. I also had something here about side characters. Nobody else stands out in this movie, really. Maybe Julia Fox was solid. She's always solid in every movie I see her in. She was great.
But she was another character who was like, "Why are you here?" You know what I mean? Like it was. Yeah, it's my boy. Ah, no.
He really gets on camera.
Yeah, he wants his 5 minutes of fame. Super chats will help me feed one dog. But no, well, you're 99 cents. I can feed 5 dogs. But no, like I appreciate you, buddy. I like it was evident that her character was there kind of as like the white uh object,
She was supposed to be the temptation, the
the
temperance.
temptation
That's a
of
lot
her
of the movie
dad.
that feels like got cut out. Her tempting,
Yeah,
maybe
but
like
they never
trying to have
left her
sex with
anything.
him and him saying no, and that's where that leads to that scene where he's with the gun
Yeah,
because they do the dancing and then it cuts and then he wakes up on the floor and we don't get to see that in between, and
right.
it's really weird.
Yeah, and the other thing was it never seemed like her and Marlon were actually together
No,
at all. She was over here doing things, and he was over here doing things.
we didn't see intimacy
Probably,
between the
they
two.
probably did interact at one point, but
Not much.
yeah, we didn't see any intimacy or anything like that. Not to say we need to see like a sex scene or anything like that.
No,
I'm
a
just saying we
kiss.
didn't see any kind of like relationalness that
Yeah.
convinced me that they were actually
Once
involved with
again,
one another.
in a good movie, her introduction would have been Marlon walking up to her, giving her like a really passionate, I own this kiss, grabbing her ass or whatever.
Mhm.
And Tyreek's character standing there like, whoa. And then she says all the stuff she says to him, where it kind of
Right,
seems like she's flirting with him in front of
right,
Marlon. Because the
right.
whole theme of it is it seems like Cameron's trying to take everything from Isaiah White. That's kind of
Yeah.
what the film feel like it was going for. And yeah, because this movie's so underwritten, it feels like a first draft. They
Well,
didn't
yeah,
do a
like
basic storytelling thing.
you just reminded me of something. When Cameron says to Isaiah, "Yeah, I'm going to take your spot," right? It
Yeah.
kind of like focuses, rightfully so, on Isaiah's face, and I immediately thought, "Oh shit, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I said that too.
He's going to blah
Fucking
blah
kill
blah
you.
blah." He never blah blah blah.
No,
Like I was like, okay,
that's what I'm telling you. From
yeah,
that moment in like the gun thing was weird, the fan thing was weird, but I thought it was gonna lead to something. When that shit happened in the desert part where they're shooting shit, that whole conversation, everything there, I was like, this is where the movie lost me. Because
yeah,
that's when I realized, oh, this is not going anywhere.
right, yeah.
And let's talk about that. Let's wrap up the review of this film. Let's talk about the ending. It's
Yeah.
sticking if it stuck the landing, what happened in the ending, how we felt about it, and does the movie have rewatch value because of it?
This nigga turned into an Avenger at the end.
Yeah.
He was. When did he get good with a sword? When did this happen? When did he become like a Mortal Kombat character? Like how? Like
But like, let's explain. So Julia
yeah,
Fox character takes him to see the owners. They make him drink something. I guess it's the blood of something. And he's supposed to get the powers so he could be the greatest football player ever. And then for some reason, he just ups and decides to try to kill Isaiah
right.
White. And that was a big jump because it didn't make any sense. Then they
Honestly,
have
I don't
this
remember
big,
what
huh?
happened to Isaiah. I don't remember what happened to Isaiah.
What do you mean?
I don't. I literally do not remember what happened to Isaiah.
He passed out. He woke up. He started looking around because he was in this weird seated thing that was like scanning him. They didn't explain that either.
Nope.
He gets up. He takes the drug. Then he sees Isaiah White's statue, and then tries to stab him in the neck. And they don't explain where it went from him drinking this thing to wanting to kill his idol all of a sudden.
Right, but that's what I mean. Like, wait, so he stabbed Isaiah,
No, he tried, and Isaiah stopped him.
and then what happened to Isaiah?
And then they fought. Remember, they kind of like talked to each other a little bit, and then they
I
fought.
remember them fighting, but what happened to Isaiah?
Oh, he killed him in the fight. He killed him at the end.
right.
He took the helmet and just smashed his face in.
Oh, right.
And then he goes out, and I'm thinking he's gonna go out to like a football field or some crap. I thought that's where it was gonna go, which was gonna be ridiculous. But no, he goes out to like the Illuminati. This movie feels like those people who really believe in conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that's successful sells their soul, and that this was like the laziest cult film I ever seen in my life.
That's what I was saying with the sea moss and the alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? Like this is exactly what I knew. Somebody was going to come in my comments telling me you don't understand the hieroglyphics of the fifth septum. Nigga, I don't know.
So what?
The fifth septum. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the most egregious part of the ending, outside of the violence, because I mean I'm cool with violence. Like outside of the violence, outside of Julia Fox running and falling and impaling herself.
Oh my god!
Like outside of that, was this exposition dump? It was like this is what this movie is about, sir. It's too late. Like it's too late. You had your chance to tell me what this movie is about. Now you're gonna wait until the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter to tell me, oh, we were grooming you this whole time, and remember, like we bash you over the head with the dude who's actually in a mascot costume in the middle of a football field because that's something that people do. Like it was all these things. It was like
it just ruined the movie even more.
Want to sign the contract, nigga? No. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He's like, if you don't, we're gonna kill your family. Like, okay, well then you guys don't get to leave here.
Well, now I'm turning into an Avenger and I have a sword. Well, yeah, I mean, like, I gotta let this nigga out. I'll be right back.
Yeah. But yeah, just to wrap up, this movie had a lot of ideas. It looked great. It sounded great. It had some great acting in it, but the story was a bunch of gobbledygook. If you are interested in it, we didn't spoil everything that happened in the film. Wait till it gets to rental, cheap rental, or streaming, because I think it's gonna go. I think it's Universal, so it should go to Peacock. Just wait for that. In terms of ranking this movie, right now, out of 84 films, this is number 76 for me.
All right, so
this is 76 out of 84.
For me, I have to find my letterbox. I just had it up. Letterboxd list. 2025 movies ranked. Oh no, this is wrong. That's wrong. Everything I watched in 2025. Here we go. Nope, that's also the wrong list. The list is 2025. Here we go. So I have this. Is it on this list? I don't think I actually put it on this list.
You didn't rank it yet? Okay.
Yeah.
Bookstores and purses. Yeah, I hear you. Nicolas Cage has made a whole career from screaming. He definitely has. That boy be screaming.
Oh yeah, no, yes I did. It's 68.
68. Gotcha.
68 out of 74. It's only ahead of. Well, actually, it'll be 69. Because I have the Smash Machine on here, but I haven't moved it up yet. But it is the only thing it's ahead of is Den of Thieves, Highest to Lowest, Fight or Flight. I know some people like that. Snow White and World of Worlds is dead last. So yeah, I think it's. I have it behind Presents, but I kind of feel like no, Presents is better than this. But yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Obi Thornline said, "That's what you call friendship. They have a look in the dog eyes." He's like, "Yeah, the way the dog was looking at you, like he loved you."
Yeah, my boy.
Aptastic Joshua said, "Hey guys, hey Josh.
Hey Josh.
I would assume, Zach, the reason why you prefer movies is that it's a finished product. What would the TV show? What? I'm not sure what you meant by that. You don't know if it's going to get canceled or how many seasons it's going to have. Yeah, that is a thing with the shows that I've gotten burned out with, getting invested into certain shows, and then either it takes 3 years for the rest of it to come out or it gets canceled. That's been really annoying. Also, yeah, it's just a finished product. It takes an hour 20, hour and 40, 2 hours of my day, watch it, and I get the full meal. I don't have to wait a week. I don't have to binge a bunch of 4 or 8 hours worth of content. So it's just been easier to just watch movies over watching television.
Yeah. A 2-hour commitment is always going to be easier than an 8-hour commitment or what have you.
Yeah, because if I want to commit 8 hours, I can watch mad different types of stories from movies versus watching one story.
Yeah, I have a really hard time watching TV shows and keeping up with them, even though like I'm I've caught up with. I'm up to date with 2, but that's usually because I watched 3 episodes of it in a single weekend, and not because I was keeping up with it week to week.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely not worth watching the movie now because you two talking about the ending. It's worth hearing about. Yeah, it's not worth checking out, man. It's just not. I'm really usually more trying to lean positive, in terms of film, but this was just not. It's not the worst movie I've seen this year. Obviously, it's not the second to last worst movie I've seen this year, but it's down there somewhere. Now that we've torn him apart, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. One of the most polarizing things that's going on with horror and film and black cinema is Jordan Peele. And I wanted to talk about in our to the second half of this live stream and to wrap up the live stream as our last segment is what's going on with Jordan Peele, right? He is a producer on this movie, and he's had an interesting thing going on with him, right? Because he is part of, I want to say, a big 3 of elevated horror directors that's come over the last couple of years. That's Jordan Peele, Robert Eggers, Ari Aster, right? Like they all kind of started buzzing around the same time. Ari Aster with Hereditary, Midsummer, and what's it called? Jordan Peele with Get Out, and then Us, and then obviously Nope did well too. And then Robert Eggers, I think he has 4 films out right now, but he, The Witch and The Lighthouse really elevated him to another level as well. And it felt like these 3 guys were going to be those guys that was going to keep pushing horror in a different direction. Yeah. But for whatever reason, Robert Eggers keeps making movies, and he's about to get his 5th film out this Christmas. He's doing a werewolf movie. And Ari Aster dropped a couple projects. He did Beau's Afraid. He did Editing. He's produced 2 other films as well, in terms of Sick of Myself and something else. But for some reason, out of those 3, it seems like Jordan Peele has the most pressure on his shoulders when people talk about him, right? Because Robert Eggers' films don't make a lot of money. I think Nosferatu, his highest grossing one, that made a decent amount of money. And Ari Aster movies do not be making money, right? Like Hereditary, Midsummer did well, but Edited and Beau's Afraid did not. But there's never a conversation with Ari Aster like, oh, is he flopping? Is he, you know what I mean? It's never a conversation like, where is he at? What's going to happen to him? It always feels like, oh, he's going to make his next project, despite not getting his box office gross. So before we really deep dive into it, why do you think that is, Kenny, in terms of like why it feels like Jordan Peele seems to have more pressure put on him when people discuss like his when he produces a film or whether when he's making a movie himself?
I think a big part of it is because unlike some of the other directors, he is a name that is kind of like a household name. Like we've known Key or Peele since Mad TV. You know what I mean? Like Mad TV, and then
wasn't that Comedy Central?
No, Mad TV was on Fox at like.
No. I mean Key and Peele wasn't that on?
Yeah, Key and Peele was Comedy Central. I'm talking about Mad TV. So they did Mad TV, then Key and Peele, and now after he breaks out and creates a Get Out, right? Huge commercial success, makes Us. People seem to have different varying views. Some people really like it. 60% of people like it. 40% of people don't. I'm in that 40%. And also, what was the last one? Nope. Nope is also something that people like or don't like. Like there's varying opinions on.
It's divisive on that one too. Yeah,
it's very divisive. 1 second. Lights. Like there would be like. So for me, it's really a matter of his name is pretty public and people know him very well and have been watching him for a long time. So he has more of a spotlight on him because he came out of in a sense, he came out of nowhere in specifically the horror genre. Made a huge splash.
That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that because Ari Aster and Eggers just popped off their first films.
I don't know them niggas.
We don't know them from before. We still don't really know them right now.
Right.
But Peele had Key and Peele. You said Mad TV. He's been in the spotlight a lot longer, doing other things, and then he transitioned into a director, filmmaker. So that definitely makes sense. And then also, I think on top of it, out of the three of them, he won an Oscar.
You want an Oscar?
He won an Oscar. I feel like out of the three,
fresh out the gate,
fresh out the gate, his first film.
Right?
Get Hereditary should have been nominated, but that's a different conversation for Ari Aster. But
for sure.
Out of the three of them, he's got nominated for the Oscar. I think box office wise, he also is more successful than them.
One other thing, as far as pop culture is concerned, and changing the language and the way we speak and how we consider things and all, I can't tell you how many times me and Melanie have driven through an all-white neighborhood in the boonies and something looked a little sketchy. We're like, this seems like a Get Out situation. We need to, I mean, like our language has changed
because
he's impacted pop culture in such a way.
Sunken Place.
The Sunken Place. I would have voted for Obama twice, like three times if I could. Like all those kind of narratives and stuff like that, kind of came out of that. Like you must be in this, like these niggas, they in a sunken place. Like it's changed the way that we kind of talk about things, right? So it's very similar to like, I don't know, Steven Spielberg, right? I don't know what it was like when he first came out, but he made E.T., right? He made Jaws and he made E.T. And he made Close Encounters of a Third Kind. We were just talking about this last night. And I can imagine people are like, what's he making next? You know what I mean? He changed E.T. Phone Home.
Yeah.
Dun. Like we like he didn't make that before, but it's in his movie, right? So it's like it's all these things. When you impact culture that way, you have different expectations.
As everybody else.
Yeah, I mean?
That's true. And in terms of, like we talked about, Get Out is probably his most all-around successful film. Probably not the most box office grossing, but overall, more people like it. It's not as divisive. It's Oscar winning. It's one of the best debuts. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Mm-hmm. And then Us, I thought was very ambitious but flawed. You're not a fan of it. It was commercially successful though. Lupita should have got nominated for an Oscar.
Lupita killed that. She should have been nominated.
She did. She definitely
amazing.
She was amazing. Dual role, amazing.
Yep.
And then Nope was also divisive. Some people said it was overly ambitious. Some people say it's brilliant. I thought it was brilliant.
I think it's brilliant as well.
And we've got the first ever live action Akira slide.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I love it. So in terms of like, I think a 3-film run is still very strong for a 3-film run because some people have
recent films too.
Yeah, I feel like some people have steep drop offs on their second film. I don't think Us is like such a steep drop off of a film in terms of the quality. I know there's aspects of it that you don't like, but I don't think it's just a super steep drop off. And then I think Nope, to me, is probably his best all around film. It was so abstract in what it was trying to do. It didn't catch what the casual audience that loved Get Out. Yeah. Now, in terms of producing, because he's been getting a lot of flack for his name being on projects that he's not writing or directing, and I think that's part of what happened with him. The person I took to go see this movie thought the movie was directed by Jordan Peele, and I've talked to other people that thought the movie was going to be directed by Jordan Peele because his name is on a lot of the posters, really big, and usually producers' names are not that big on posters.
Right.
Talk about that fact, like his name being on posters on things that he's producing, but he hasn't directed or written. So,
I think it is about name recognition, right? Mm-hmm. It's about getting butts in seats and stuff like that, and he has a trusted name, right? Mm-hmm. So a part of that is, he has a trusted name, and a part of that is like nobody knows who.
Justin Tippin.
Yeah, nobody knows who Justin Tippin is. We know who Marlon Wayans is, right? But we've spoken a million times about the fact that movie stars rarely sell movies these days. So I think that also is a factor into it. And yeah, man, like I just feel like the like you want that boost from him being a part of that movie, right? And that's why I think his name was so big in that. And I also feel like they almost had no choice but to do that because movies are not making money like that. And this is one that I don't know how much money it made. It could have made a lot of money. I don't know.
It did not.
Seems like
It
a
did
lot
not.
of money. Okay.
It made like $11 million. It wasn't a lot.
How much did it cost?
I think 40.
Oh, well, that's not good. Even if like if it made 11 in the first week, it's not going to make 20 million in the next couple weeks.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Okay, no, it's too much. It was 30 million. That's still a lot. Okay, Stone Cold trying to get us
I'm sorry.
hit by the WWE.
But no, yeah, that you ever have an alarm that you just never turned off, even though you don't need it anymore?
Yeah.
Every time it happens, I forget to turn it off or forget to delete it, and then it just happens. Anyway, that is kind of hilarious. But yeah, so let's
talk about his other producing efforts. You know, he produced Lovecraft Country, which I absolutely loved, but unfortunately got canceled because of creative reasons. He produced Candyman, which I thought was solid. It wasn't terrible, but you know, his name, people thought this was a Candyman directed by Jordan Peele. And now he lost out on producing Weapons, which he ended up signing the theme for.
Yep.
And then now he's done Him, which must sting, right? Like he lost out on Weapons. Weapons is now this big, massive box office thing. Critically, for the most part, people like it. There's now people not recently hating on it, but anything popular, you know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then, like, he missed out on that. He could have had that, and then he also wanted Companion as well, and he didn't get that either.
Right.
And then he gets this, and it comes out. He's part of the marketing campaign, and it doesn't do well. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because what's interesting is he getting stretched too thin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that we just want to see him direct films and give people opportunities that way instead of trying to produce films and giving new voices opportunities that way? Do you think that he's stretching himself too thin, trying to direct his own films while also producing a bunch of other people's stuff?
Generally, no. I don't think that. The only reason why is because I've seen so many other people do it. You know, like a lot of directors, not a lot, but there's quite a few directors that direct their own films, write their own films, and produce other films. Like that's not something that is foreign. You know what I mean? Like that's something that happens pretty regularly. Like as a matter of fact, we just talked about Weapons, right? Weapons was directed by
Zach Greger.
Zach Greger. He produced Companion.
Yeah.
Came out this year, right? Companion was really good.
Yeah.
Weapons was great. You know what I mean? That kind of thing is happening all the time. And then when you really look at Zach Greger, it was Barbarian and then Weapons. Yeah. So that's what, 2 movies? Because when did Barbarian come out? Like 22?
22, yeah.
So it's been three years between those movies. You know what I mean? So it's like that's not out of the norm. And obviously he produced, like I said, Companion. So I don't think that's out of. And I think I believe, I don't know this for sure. Well, actually, I don't think he wrote Weapons, obviously, because it was bid on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of obviously creative influence on how that movie went, right? So yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think that movies are hard to make.
Definitely.
I think that good movies are hard to make. And I'm willing to bet that their directors have produced a lot more movies that didn't turn out the way they wanted it to than did. So when you look at Jordan Peele and Monkey Man.
I love that movie.
Fantastic. That movie is great. He rescued it from the dirt, right? And that movie was awesome. This movie is not awesome. It happens. You know what I mean? So it was like, I feel like we live in a society, especially online, where we are very prone to hyperbole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very prone to, oh, this nigga's washed. Oh, he's the greatest of all time. And there's rarely any in between. And it's all typically by the next thing you do defines the entirety of your career.
Yep, that's how it is.
Tom Brady could win. Not Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls. He's like his season's starting out bad, partially because the Eagles beat him. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And they're all like, is Patrick Mahomes still as good as we think he is? It's like, that nigga won 3 Super Bowls. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, he's still Patrick Mahomes just because he's not winning this season. That doesn't negate the past 7 seasons straight. He was in the AFC Championship game. That's a game that you got to win to get into the Super Bowl for people who are not familiar, right? He was in that game 7 years straight, and that's damn near impossible, right? So he was in 5 of the last 7 Super Bowls. Also, damn near impossible. So it's not like you produce something bad, you have a bad season, you know what I mean? Like, and also Hollywood is so different from other things because these are not athletes. You can have 2 bad movies in a row and then come out with a banger. You know what I mean? Ask some of the greatest directors that we've ever seen. Like, what's his name? Ridley Scott, who directed Mad Max: Fury Road and Furiosa.
Oh, you mean Guillermo? Not that Ridley Scott didn't do Mad Max.
No,
that was
George
Miller.
Nope. I think we're all wrong. Mad Max.
I'm pretty sure it's George Miller.
Fury Road was directed by George Miller. You're right. Sorry, you're right. Between that, not great. Yeah, I mean, so it's no. Actually, I am thinking about Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott directed a couple of things that were really good and a couple of things that were really bad, and then he directed something good again. Right?
He has classics on his belt. He has great films on his belt, and then he has Napoleon and House of Gucci.
Yeah, and depending on how you feel, I know it's controversial. Prometheus, not a fan.
That's divisive.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's like this is not sports. You can have a couple lulls. You know what I mean? And it doesn't.
The only thing is, though,
I've heard people tell Ridley Scott to stop directing, like say that he shouldn't direct anymore because he put out a bad movie. I don't think that's.
I do gotta say though, it's not. It is still a little similar to like sports because if you do put out too many bad ones, and there's a lot of young, fresh talent coming, it's gonna get harder and harder for you to make the movies you want. And Martin Scorsese is going through that right now. And then when we say bad, sometimes you put out a good movie and it just doesn't do well or connect. Right? It's not a bad movie. And you know, some of these films that Peele has produced or directed have been bad. Like Monkey Man, we both liked, but it just didn't do well. Candyman was solid, didn't do well. Nope I thought was great, but it didn't do what we thought was going to happen. The only reason why I had brought this conversation is because as this movie was flopping, HIM, you know, and Jordan Peele's name was attached so much to it. Yeah. The headline talking about they took Jordan Peele's next film that he was supposed to be directing off the schedule for next year, which upset a lot of people because people have been looking for his next film for a long time because it was supposed to come out this year and then it got delayed to next year and now it's gone. So what are your theories about why you think that happened? Do you think it's a situation where they would need to take some time to see if his name is still not dragged in the dirt because his name is attached to things he produced, or people feel hoodwinked? Because I've heard a lot of people talking about they feel hoodwinked with him because they thought it was a movie that he directed.
Oh, with him.
Yeah, like do you think people feel like, because if your name starts getting sullied because of things you're attached to, when you finally get the next project out, people might be like, nah, you tricked me too many times.
I think that people in general are not as educated about the film industry as most people aren't educated about most industries. I'm not saying that like that I am. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, like that's generally the case. Like we think we know the music industry, we don't. You know what I mean? Like we think we know. We think we know the movie industry. We know some. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we know what they want us to know.
Yeah, I watch the NBA. I don't know what be going on in the works. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's. I think that I don't believe that they lost confidence in Jordan Peele. I have a hard time believing that. Wait, I'm sorry. Just to reiterate, are we talking about companies or?
We're talking about why do you think the Universal took his film off the film slate?
Oh, I think that has everything to do with Jordan Peele. In terms of Jordan Peele either wants to take a break or he wants to do something else, or creatively he's just not feeling it, or he doesn't think that the movie's ready. I highly doubt that Universal looked at this Jordan Peele film, whether it was going to be good or bad, and said, we're not putting this out. Because you know what Jordan Peele is going to do? More than likely he's going to put butts in seats. Right? So if the trailer's good, like he's going to create intrigue. People want to see the next Jordan Peele film. So I have a hard time believing that it's because they think that he's not a viable director in Hollywood. People love Jordan Peele movies, or they at least have an opinion about it and want to talk about it. Because no matter what happens with Jordan Peele movies, whether you like them or not, they are talking points. Right?
Yes,
You want to engage with Jordan Peele films because, to be quite honest with you, they're very different. Like they're horror movies, obviously, but they come from
they have unique elements to them.
They come from a perspective of a black man. There's typically a mostly black cast. It's typically not code switching whatsoever, and it's typically talking about things that are uniquely from a black perspective.
Yeah,
in horror, that is typically not seen. Right,
but also digestible for anyone that's not black.
And it's also digestible. You like, I mean, if you watch Get Out, you don't know what the hell's going on. I don't tell you. Like, I think that there's this thing where I think one of the most enjoyable things about Get Out, besides the fact that the entirety of the film is good, is that we like he's speaking my language, and I don't have to interpret, right? I don't have to code switch my mind to kind of interpret what Johnny Krasinski is saying in this board meeting. I know exactly what these characters think, and I think one of the things that he does well is he eccentralizes. I don't know if that's a word. Real life, and because like the whole Get Out thing about like dating in a racial,
real life stuff.
Well, yeah, it's talking about real shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's. I know. I'm sorry. I'm long winded.
No worries. This is why I asked you the questions.
Yep.
So just to wrap up the Jordan Peele topic, right? It's rumored heavily by the trades, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, yada yada yada. And it's confirmed that he did speak to Kevin Feige. He went with Marvel to talk about doing the movie. And a lot of things were saying the first meeting was about Blade. May have turned it down. Second meeting was about X-Men. He may have turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, not specifically Marvel, it doesn't have to be Marvel, it doesn't even have to be DC, do you think that he needs to, even if it's not his next film, that he needs to, or he should, or you would be excited for him to hop on a franchise, to be able to do something in franchise filming?
If you told me tomorrow that Jordan Peele is directing the next Star Trek trilogy, I could not stop me from being excited. I would be so excited for that.
I'll be so hyped.
I'd be so hyped to see his sensibilities in a Star Trek trilogy. Jurassic Park World, because I kind of
a lot of people feel like he could be the next Spielberg.
No, because here's the thing. Like,
do it.
Who was the last one directed by? It was
Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, and it was just every other Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. I thought Gareth Edwards was going to bring something different to it because of stuff that he did with A24 and
The
Civil War.
collective with the what's that movie we like? That was cheap, not cheap, but relatively cheap.
I know exactly what you're talking
The
about. The one
John
with
David Washington.
the one was your favorite actor. Yeah, John David Washington.
I can't remember.
I cannot remember.
Damn,
You have the internet.
the creator. Here,
Yeah,
it's literally right here. Oh, you can't see my hand, but it's called The Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna bring something different to the film. Even though I can't even speak on that, you can, because that's the only Jurassic franchise film I've seen. So I don't know if it is different or not from anything else. But a lot of people are telling me it was like a best of hits of all the movies. He basically put
Very much like at a certain point, the Jurassic World movies, especially, kind of blend together. If this one had Chris Pratt in it, I would have been like, "Oh, this is the same song as the previous ones." It's so I feel like there's this kind of like mandate on Jurassic Park to like, the song, play
like Star Wars. A lot of the Star Wars fans want a rhythm and flow and a certain thing to happen in their trilogies. And when you vary off too far from it, they get mad. And I think because so you remember how July was this whole big, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman and Fantastic Four, and everybody was like, who's gonna win? And everybody's like, Jurassic World's not gonna win. Jurassic World won.
Yep.
It's out of those three movies, it's the highest grossing movie. It made $800 and something million, almost $900 million. Yeah. Wow. That's kind of a concern probably for the studio because the other three Jurassic World movies made $1 billion and this one made $100 million less or $200 million less. It's still a lot of money. You know what I mean? So people want to see these stupid dinosaur movies, just like people want to see the stupid car movies from Fast and Furious. You know what I mean?
I want to see the stupid dinosaur movie. So, but yeah, I think Jordan Peele needs a franchise? I think it would help. Get Out is kind of a lightning in a bottle. He's going to make other good movies. Is he going to make one as good as Get Out? I don't know.
Or culturally affecting. I think that's the major thing. Because for me, I don't think Get Out is his best movie, even though it's my favorite of his. I think Nope is his best movie, but it's not as culturally affecting because he's talking about stuff that a lot of people couldn't grasp onto, kind of like the fact that people put themselves in danger to get spotlight. Like that's something that's really happening a lot in real world. People were eating Tide Pods on camera. Right. We've seen people die trying to stand on top of soup cans and heels. Like people doing dumb stuff that you shouldn't be doing, but they think they're gonna get clicks and then get hurt.
Yo, imagine dying because you was trying to stand on the soup. Like your entire life ended.
I'm sorry. Imagine dying.
Done.
It's just funny.
Like your life is over. Yeah. Because you decided to wear heels on a soup can.
On top of a counter.
Do you know how dumb you would feel if you found out that you died because
you'd be looking down or up, like what the hell? What was I thinking?
What was I doing? Yeah, I mean, so
for the answer to the question, for me personally, I do think for him to elevate, he does need to get on a franchise sooner or later. If he could just do a trilogy and then go back to do original films, because when I think about some of the biggest directors right now, they've all people who've leveled up. When I think like a Christopher Nolan, he's made great films before, but the Dark Knight trilogy levels him up to a household name, to a way where like he's a mainstay and people will go and see whatever he does, even if it's mediocre like Tenet. Yeah. And I think Denis Villeneuve, because he's doing Dune, has now leveled himself up.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think Greta Gerwig leveled herself up by doing Barbie, and now she's going to do Narnia. So like if she nails Narnia, her original films after that are going to be sought after. So yeah. I do think he should. I don't know if he should do Marvel or DC specifically. I would love for him to do something like Denis did with like Dune, find a franchise like that, or even adapt like Kindred, right? Like there's a sci-fi Black Book, still in the vein that he does and has kind of his thought processes.
Yeah.
What he can do is sci-fi, is big in scope and all that stuff, but still has the meat and potatoes of what he wants to do.
And you also don't have to necessarily give up original filmmaking while you're doing a franchise. Listen to this. In 2005, Batman Begins. In 2006, The Prestige. In 2008, The Dark Knight. In 2010, Inception. In 2012, The Dark Knight Rises. 2014, Interstellar.
Great run.
Crazy ass run. And it's franchise original.
It's basically like one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
Every 2 years, he had something out that was either franchise or original, and it can be done.
It can be done.
Yeah.
So,
and also, The Prestige, Inception, and Interstellar are not exactly like
whatever movies,
the most simple films in the world.
No,
those are really different. His Batman films are way simpler. Than those movies. So you can take a break and make a Batman movie, and then go ahead and do your
crazy time bending movie. Yeah, I agree. And he wants to do Bond.
I would love to see Jordan Peele direct Doctor Strange.
You know he was up for it.
Was he? I didn't know.
Yeah, he was up for the first one.
Wow.
Even though I think Scott Derrickson did a great job with the first one, they should have brought him back on for the second one. Because Sam Raimi.
The guitar riff's pissing me off.
But we're going to be in our wrap up. We're going to start wrapping up the topics and everything, all that. This was a really fun conversation. You're not supposed to talk about it. I think it was one of our better live streams.
Wrapping it up. That's what that was.
Let's wrap up how we feel about him. Just what's your general score? So what we do is scoring on the film club is IMAX, meaning like go see this in the biggest, best screen possible. Full price, maybe don't go see it on an IMAX screen, but go see it for full price in a nice, decent screen. You can go matinee, meaning like go check it out on a Tuesday when they give half price. And then there's streaming and rental. Wait till it gets to home or just pass. Like don't bother watching this movie. Kenny, what's your grade for him?
Never say never, but never.
That is hilarious. This movie wasn't so atrocious to me that I will say not watch it, but I will say don't go to the theater to watch it. It looks great. It looks great on the big screen, but you can watch it on your TV. Don't watch it on your phone. Watch it on your TV if you're interested in watching it. I'll say this is a discounted rental. Do not pay full price.
Nope.
In a stream when it hits to Peacock. That's what you should do with him. Don't go to the theaters and check this out. Not even on a half Tuesday. It's not worth it.
If I find out that Warner Brothers, whoever put this out, Peacock, Universal, whoever put this out, is making you rent this for $29.99, calling the cops.
Whoa.
Like I'm calling the policia. Like we are somebody getting shot. Anyway, go.
Yeah. And then to wrap up the Peele conversation, his report card. And I like that. If you guys want us to see us do like report cards on producers, directors, studios, and things like that, how we feel, how they're doing for the year or what's leading up, I actually really like the conversation we had. Let us know. Kenny, what would you say is he winning? Is he failing or still need to be seen for Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peele's winning. He's winning. For sure. He's, as far as directing is concerned, to me personally, he's 2-1. That's a winning record.
Gotcha. For me, when I'm thinking about the overall scope, I think it still need to be seen. I need to see what his fourth film looks like. I need to see if there is issues with the studio and what he's trying to make, and we find out that it's a creative thing where they're like, no, we need you to do something surefire, not your normal weird.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you asking me if he's winning currently or if he's a champion / Hall of Famer?
He's winning.
That's a different conversation.
That's completely different. Winning. Is he winning currently?
Yeah.
based on his past, his current, and then what's looking for the future.
Yeah, because I hear you saying like you still have to see, and I'm like, I mean, he's got a winning record.
He definitely has. He's 3-0 for me,
but he's not a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? He's not a champion.
He still got time.
Yeah.
Well, he won an Oscar because he's like kind of a champion.
Well, he won an Oscar, so he's
So I for me, he's we gotta see. We gotta see what's going on with his future. If his next film is a banger and it's successful, it doesn't have to even be. It can be divisive as long as it's successful all around. He's in here. He'll be 4 for 4 for me, and I think at that point, there's no doubting. Jordan Peele, he'll catch up to everybody else. Yeah. But everybody in the comments down below, let me know what you think. For these last few minutes, we'll just do a Q&A if you want to ask us about anything. Next week, we'll be talking about One Battle After Another, which I'm really excited for. I have my tickets for Friday. They didn't have my usual 4 o'clock showing, unfortunately. So I have to go see it at 6 o'clock. That means I'm going to be... It's at 6:20. And then it's 30-minute trailers. So I mean, the movie starts at 7. And the movie's basically 3 hours, so I'm not getting out till 10 o'clock.
It's 2 hours and like 48 minutes. Yeah, and I'm excited for this movie.
Me too.
I'm not excited about this runtime.
Me neither. So don't expect a review from me on Friday because that's not happening. I'll probably maybe record it. Probably not. I'll probably think the thumbnail and write it, and then I'll try to do it on Saturday. Definitely not a review on Friday. What about you, Kenny? When do you have your tickets for One Battle After Another?
I actually don't have them yet. I plan on going to a 4 o'clock showing, probably on Thursday. But like the luxury of having like AMC A-list is like 9 times out of 10, I feel like I can go see a movie. I can get a ticket for the movie the day of. And that's honestly what most movies I feel that way, just because movies don't be selling out like that. So a lot of times I'll be like, what time am I seeing this? Today? The day of? There's a 4 o'clock, there's a 7 o'clock, there's 6:50. Like I usually buy my tickets or get my tickets from AMC A-list like the day of, because movies ain't selling out.
Yeah. My fear is like, the movie's not selling out, but a lot of times the seats that I want sell out. So like those 2 middle rows that I always sit in just would be sold out, and then the back rows and the front close to the screen is open, and I don't want to do that. So that's
so I got One Battle After Another.
Yeah, and while you look at that,
5 o'clock Thursday. There's one good seat. Let's get it.
See, I'm glad I said something to you because you would have been out here seatless, a seatless ass.
There's one good seat. Like literally, this movie is sold out. I don't know what the hell.
I love how you just talk about all this.
What the hell I was just talking about?
I can get it the same day. Movies don't be selling out. Oh shit, there's only one seat left.
Yeah, because I'm gonna hold the.
These are the kind of moments I love happening on Film Club. That was so funny. I want to tell you guys in the live chat too. This happened before. We be talking a lot before these live shows. We talk all the time. Me and Kenny talk to each other every day. And we might get to actually see each other in real life soon because of Comic-Con. I wish you guys would have told me that's the seat. Oh God.
So it's probably too fuzzy.
Yeah.
But like all that right there.
That's all free, right?
Those are neck breakers.
Yeah.
I ain't sitting there.
Yeah.
I got the one last seat in the row behind that third row.
You like to sit that close?
Yeah, I do.
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, it's like, and then you see everything in the back.
Yeah. Basically gone.
I don't know what I was talking about. So yeah, I just got my seat at 5 o'clock.
That is funny as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Kenny might be seeing each other at New York Comic-Con soon. Well, I'm not going to be there because I didn't get tickets because he didn't tell me he was going this year.
I don't want either. My friend was like, "We going to come." I was like, he said, "We going." I was like, "We haven't gone in the past 3-4 years." I don't know, nigga. So yeah, I'm probably good.
But one funny moment as we were setting the show up that I wish happened on stream is we were talking about Us, right? I like Us a lot. He does not like Us. He thinks it's a bad movie. So he was saying like most people think it was bad, and I was like, no, I don't think that's true. And then I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes, and it was just like it has a 93% Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, but a 62% from the audiences,
62% from the
meaning that
audience.
most people like the film.
That's barely over half the human population that's on what is that, Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, and then you have all the people who are not doing Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I'm in the streets, right? I got my ear to the streets. You know what I'm talking about? So I hear what people be saying about the cinemas. And what they saying about us in the cinemas is that it ain't us. It's them. You know what I'm talking about? It's not good. You know what I'm talking about? It's not caviar. No, you know what I'm saying? It's Swift Mac.
You ever had caviar?
I think so.
Shut your ass up. You don't even know what caviar is. You don't even know if it's good.
Listen, 60% of the time, it works every time. But yeah, so listen, I'm telling you, the streets told me that us ain't it.
Well, that's Philadelphia. Y'all know y'all not in the right mind, right? Got bad teams.
Bad team. We Super Bowl champion. What you talking about?
Nobody cares about football.
What are you talking about? We the champions, dog.
I don't care about no damn football. What are your Sixers doing?
Number one team in the.
What are your Sixers doing? Where's Joel Embiid at? Where's his knees?
We don't talk about people who don't bring us value. Okay. The only thing Joel Embiid has done for us is supply the hospitals with plenty of money to keep them going.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
I'm talking about from his injuries. Like, his insurance copay is keeping these hospitals in business.
That's cold-blooded but hilarious.
Other than that,
nothing.
He ain't doing nothing for it.
Let me see what these people say. A Jordan Peele Batman movie would heal me. Ooh. Look, man. Batman Brave and the Bold. You know, Andy Muschietti is rumored to not be on that film no more. Let's get our Jordan Peele in there. Let's see that father-son dynamic he can set up.
Yeah.
And hopefully actually cast an ethnic Damian Wayne if he was to do that. I feel like he would.
I think he would, yeah.
Peele's next movie should be a social commentary on the current political landscape. The only reason I don't want him to do that is because a lot of big directors are doing that. Like Ari just did that. We're getting another one from PTA with one battle after another. I feel like we're probably going to get another one again soon. I feel like by the time he gets his, we're gonna have like 6-7 ones that people like, and everybody's like, "He got nothing new to say." It's possible he could, but
so you don't want to hear the black perspective.
What an odd thing to say.
Okay,
this narrative.
You don't want to hear the black man's perspective.
This narrative that you've been trying to do to make it seem like I don't like blackness it's kind of crazy. But I'll let you rock. That's crazy. The report card conversion sounds fun. Yeah, we'll figure that out. We'll add it to the docket of things that we should do. The hoops creators have to go through to make original films is so frustrating. Yeah, man. I've been looking to it because I want to get into filmmaking, and I'm taking a course about like pitching films and how you have to write your films so it can be pitched correctly. And it's crazy. You can't just write a film. You have to write it in the vein of 2 other films so that you can pitch it as it's this meets this.
Right.
And this did great. And this was loved by the critics. So combined box office, like that's how you have to sell your stuff.
Yep. And most films are inspired by other films or other ideas.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nothing's really like truly just unique, you know? Not anymore.
No.
Since Blade has been put on ice, who would your dream director to help the project? So Blade is actually back on schedule. They talked about that. The script is being rewritten for one final time, they said. I would love Peele to come back on board and direct Blade.
This is it. Y'all gonna get so this is it. Y'all gonna get what y'all get.
Yeah, like y'all gonna get what y'all get. I think Jordan Peele could do a really great job bringing out a lot of Mahershala Ali, and I think he could do a lot of using vampirism as something, right? Like add an extra layer in there that will elevate it past what the regular MCU is. Yeah.
He would definitely do better than, whatever social commentary he was doing with us.
Oh God. Whatever.
I'm right! I'm in the right!
You comparing yourself to Paul Heyman is right. Full of air. Full of hot air.
Whoa!
I thought we were friends.
We are, and I gotta be truthful.
Okay.
Telling you the truth.
Okay.
A Jordan Peele film on the current. Look at the like, oh word. He's gonna get me now. A Jordan Peele film on the current political would set it all the way up. Honestly, if it's called All the Way Up, I'm down.
That would be
Canary Todoroki. I never know how to say his name. Todoroki? Is that how you say his name? From My Hero?
Mm-hmm.
You know this person? Do you know who this Canary person is?
She sounds like my wife.
Oh, she has a new account?
She be, I think. I don't know.
All
I hope it is my wife because just calling a stranger on my wife is crazy.
Oh, that's funny. How you miss Sparks if it is? You two are the greatest comedy duo. Hey,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think not him, but I carry.
I am him. Not that him, that movie, but I am him. Timothy Chalamet. You hit your dick?
Really?
I don't know why that was 3 times. That's crazy. I did not press the button 3 times. I'll tell you that right now.
It's just the videos like that. Middle, always. Yeah, middle. The thing. The Wicked trailer is coming out tomorrow. Are you going to react to it? Ooh.
Wait, it is?
I did not know that.
I'm excited.
I don't do trailer reactions no more. So I don't know.
I used to do trailer reactions. I don't do it anymore. It's a lot.
It's hard,
it's not
man.
even like hard. It's like
if you're going to do all that work and get no benefit?
Yeah, I think when you're doing YouTube full-time, reactions make sense because you can react to it as soon as it comes out. But for people who work all day like me and trailer comes out 10 o'clock and I'm at work, I can't react to it. So I have to wait till I get home at 5 o'clock. 30 million reactions have been out. The chances of people finding mine or caring about my little ass is 0 to none. So it's just like, why even bother reacting? So like if I was doing YouTube full time, then I would react to trailers, right? I would like do 1 or 2 a week. But right now, I was killing myself trying to do trailer reactions and getting barely anything.
We reacted to everything, and then there was those days when like there would be like 5 trailers come out in one day, and we were trying to get trailer reactions. Like, here's the thing: they don't tell you most times they don't tell you what trailers are coming out. So you get the trailer, and then you have to get in front of your camera, set it up, download it if you have to, screen record it if you have to, create a thumbnail, create a title, description, all that, because you're trying to get that reaction out before everybody else, and it doesn't necessarily. It's not like it's probably the shortest and easiest thing I would do for YouTube, but it's so time consuming and stressful that I just decided I'm done doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And then like by the time we get our stuff out, because like bringing it back to like working, it's like I did all this work and now it has 50 views.
You know what really set that off for me, or not set that off? You know what really highlighted that for me? It actually happened today. So the channel, I think is like Screen Rant, or not Screen Rant, something
Screen Junkie.
No, it's the person who does like all the things that you missed in such and such.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I was like just casually scrolling on YouTube, and they had like all the things you missed and ending explained for Alien Earth episode 8. They had it scheduled for later tonight. It's not a live stream. It's the video.
Oh.
They have the video ready. All the things you miss, because obviously you would have to do research. You have to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So
because they get screeners.
So that tells me that they already seen it. They're ahead of the game. Anything I do, like as soon as the episode ends, they're gonna post it. I have to work all night to put something like that out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, to me, it's not worth it for me right now. If YouTube was all I was doing, I would do that. And that's why super chats are welcome.
What sort of movie are you thinking of making? I want to make a lot of movies. I want to make a film. The general concept is just it's a man chasing a woman, and as the chase happens, and that's going to be like the whole movie, you're finding more details about why this man chases a woman, and it will surprise you the twists and turns. And I've kind of written all that out. I also have an idea in my head about a movie where someone was stuck in a panic room, and once the cops come, they're not in the panic room anymore, and we're trying to figure out where they went. I have a couple of different ideas. My main one I've been working on is zombie apocalypse happened. A lot of crap happened. Someone found a cure. They cure the zombies that wasn't killed, so you come human, but the strain of zombieism is in your body still, so you are marked. And the kind of thing is like you're trying to live your life and you're trying to make sure you have your humanity, and now the tables have turned where like the people who were the zombies are now being hunted by people who weren't. And how you treat people even though they're not. It was like kind of an idea like that I'm trying to wrinkle out. So
Is that like I want to be really careful with this question. Is that a metaphor for HIV/AIDS?
Maybe subconsciously it was. It wasn't here like right in front, but it could be, because that is something that happens to people.
That has happened. Like there's not necessarily a cure, but you can take things that will prevent it from spreading to other people, and so
you
forth.
can live your life. But once you say you have it, you get treated differently.
Exactly.
You get treated subhuman. So thank you. You might have just got me my hook for the film. Art imitates life for sure. She said I have 5,011 counts. The greatest comedy duo is Martin and Eddie Murphy. Damn, Kiara, you couldn't just give that to us? Damn, that's crazy.
That's true.
Zach coming in hot with the attack. You know, that's why my name is Zach Attack.
See?
Yeah.
I thought we were friends.
It was a lot of work, and then hope you don't get copyrighted or strike for something. We didn't even talk about that, the copyright strike. I'll never forget reacting to Godzilla -1 trailer and how long it took me to figure out how to get that shit out.
Anything with Toho is a nightmare.
Nightmare. That's my kind of movie. That's my kind of movie. I prefer movies that feel like mental puzzles because I want to figure out before the reveal. Yeah, like a lot of movies. We didn't talk about that, but him thinks it's smarter than it actually is.
Yep.
Like almost, you figure out what's happening so fast, and it's like you're waiting for the movie to catch up to you.
Yeah.
What would you like to be your director for the movie? Would you like, and who would you like to be the actors? I would want to direct as well. I would like to be a writer director. I think for me, I would want to start as a writer and then maybe direct later. So if I could get anybody to direct the running movie, it's the person who did Watcher. Whoever directed Watcher, I would love to direct that script, because that kind of tone from that movie is kind of the tone I want to have for that movie. Acting wise, if I'm talking about screen queens, people like Micah Monroe, who's great, Anya Taylor-Joy, Aloga Larice Browning would be really, really good. She's an underrated actress that doesn't really get many roles for whatever reason. She was in Dear White People. I would love dream castings. Lupita Nyong'o. Honestly, Lupita Nyong'o in that zombie film would be really great. Because it would require a lot of heavy emotional acting. I think she could do a great job, and she has experience with horror because she's done 2 horror movies already. So I would love her. There's a lot of actors I would love.
Agreed.
The zombie idea is pretty close to the premise of The Revival. I got to check that out because I don't know what that is.
They're gonna sue you.
Ooh, that sounds good. I appreciate that. What you said?
I said they're gonna sue you. It's like you took her. I was like, I've never heard of you.
And would you have it just be a one-off movie, or would you have it in a universe? I would love to create a universe film. I have an idea for that as well. I would be adapting a TV show that I really liked that got canceled called Scavenger's Reign. And I would adapt that into a film and create it into like a universe thing. So the zombie stuff, I think zombie stuff should be one and done for the most part. I don't think they should be like universes that much, but yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is a book, TV show, movie, whatever, that was made, canceled, but you would like to be brought back in a new iteration of it?
Oh, like a brand new iteration?
Yeah.
That's a good question. What is this Netflix comic book movie show that came out? Is it called? It's not Life Sucks. What the hell is this movie called? Comic
Was it a
book.
show? A TV show?
Yeah.
I I may destroy you, but I don't want to deal with it. Something like that.
Okay. Lock and Key, Raising Dion, Punisher, Daredevil, Chilling Adventures, and the effing World. Oh, that was a comic book? I didn't know that. Sweet Tooth. Damn it, they don't have it here. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I
It
know
was
exactly.
a girl who had powers.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good. It had a
got
really
canceled
good ending.
And pandemic.
And then it got canceled because of the pandemic.
Yeah. I don't. It's like something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but that would be a good one to bring back and just start fresh. That's funny because that girl who stars in it is in the new Hideo Kojima Jordan Peele game. So she's gonna be the star in it. That zombie movie would be fire, Zach. I appreciate that. I'm trying. One of my coworkers from my old location I worked at, he's very into film and he wants to also make movies too. And he said he wants to sit down and talk to me. So I got to follow up with him about that and see if I could get that going. I would love, because I have fellow movie too. Like let's shout out Dark Movies. Toby, he just won an award for his short film, which is congratulations to him. Dope. And I love that he's taking his steps, especially at such a young age. He's not even 20 years old yet, and he's at film festivals. That's amazing.
Winning awards.
Oh, I'm not okay with this. Look at Kiara in the clutch. Yes, that is the show name.
I was definitely
and then also if you're familiar with Community,
that show was great.
It was really good, man.
Yeah.
Gavin Cross is working on his first short film. He made a poster and everything. He's in our MovieTuber Discord, and he collaborates with people within the space. And then Alex Negretti also has made multiple short films, and he's about to work on his first feature film. So
our guy Kane, he's also working on his first short film.
Yes, yeah, I saw he said that in the chat. So it's inspired me, like
Kane Eddie,
Kane Eddie, right?
Yep.
And do you think it would be a movie, or do you think a TV show would work as well? I think it depends on the idea. I think the idea that I had about the zombies could be a great TV show, like a prestige 8-episode show that goes for a couple seasons. And I think maybe like the one about the person in the panic room disappearing and the cops and the forensics are trying to figure it out. That would be a great movie. But yeah, it just depends on what the story is.
Yeah.
Nikki from YouTube channel King Nikki just filmed their first movie. They are a horror film critic channel, and they raised as well as put together their own money to get the movie to happen. And I feel like because Chris Stuckman is coming out the gate, not to come out the gate, but like is successfully transitioning from a critic to a actual writer director. I think we're going to see a lot of these critics starting to do that,
which is great.
He's opening the door for a lot of them to make their own films.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is he talked about in an interview that the Shelby Oaks wasn't getting picked up. He pitched it for years and years to so many people, and his wife was like, let's just put the money up, shoot the thing at the quality that we can, and just put the shit on YouTube. That's what he was going to do. And then he got introduced to Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan loved what he had. Mike Flanagan helped him get attached to Neon. He filmed a bunch of it just off starter money, and then Neon saw what he did on the starter money and was like, we're going to give you more money so that you can spruce up what you have, not change what you have, but add a little bit more pizzazz to some stuff. And that's so dope. You know, he made a movie for $1 million, and a lot of people are saying it's really good.
I can't wait to see it, man. As a
Can't wait.
person who's like a huge Chris Stuckman fan,
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
so excited for that movie.
Super excited.
And I
think
do hope it's good, 'cause
sorry,
I would
go ahead.
hate, and I do hope it's good because I would hate to give someone who I was inspired by,
Yeah, a bad review.
because I'm not going like.
Yeah, what's his name? Who's the movie tuber that does this all the time?
CM Punk.
No, the point you like.
I don't know.
He always do ranking videos. He's always doing this, and he'll have like a picture on this side and this side of what he's ranking. I can't remember what his name is. But he got to see Shelby Oaks early. He actually interviewed Stuckman too, and obviously he talked about him being a little biased in this review because Stuckman inspired him to do movie reviews. Because Stuckman is like one of the OGs of this.
Oh, GGGs. Yeah.
You know, he's been doing it for 16 years. So, you know, that, and then he's met him, and so he has an emotional investment in it. And he did a really fair review for it, considering all that, because he talked about like, have your expectations tempered, right? Like, the movie was only made for $1 million. You know, it's not like he got a $40 million budget, or not even a $10 million budget. This is only made for $1 million. So it's not going to be this big, giant thing.
Yeah, because we consider like low budget movies around $10 million.
Yeah,
$10 million is a lot of damn money. Like it's a lot of money for something to be like low budget.
Yeah. So if you're only getting $1 million, I can just imagine how hard that is.
Yeah.
YouTube has catapulted so many careers. Issa Rae, yes. The guy who did the trailer for the new Fresh Prince Bel-Air, and the guy who played Montrose' father in Lovecraft Country, it evens the playing field. Oh yeah, the people who did Talk to Me and Bring Me Back were YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And they turned their YouTube career into movies. And now they're some of the most aspiring directors, writers out there right now. I'm excited for their next product.
Yeah. Likewise.
Huh? What's everyone? Is your fragrance boy here? I don't know who that is. But
what up, Fragrance?
Hey, Fragrance.
Smell you later.
Since you don't need to wait for someone to give you a chance or a big movie star, you could just do it yourself. Yeah.
Correct.
Guys, you enjoyed the movie. I'm waiting for the Black Phone 2.
Yeah. Zach's favorite franchise.
So, I saw both trailers for Black Phone 2. I've been very vocal about how I'm not a fan of the first one. It was one of the worst movies of the year I saw that year. And I really just didn't like that movie. But the trailers for the second one look great. Yeah, it looks like a new age Nightmare on Elm Street for the new generation. And it just looks a lot better than the first one did. Mm-hmm. And everyone that saw it already saying it's 10 times better than the first one. It's more creative and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it. I'm very cautious because the trailers for the original Black Phone movie did look good, and I was excited for the movie. And then I watched it, and I was like, "This is it." So I'm like, "Okay, it looks great, but hopefully it lives up to the trailers."
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I actually did like the first one. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Not the greatest movie in the world, but I thought it was really good. So I am excited for this one, especially if people are saying that it's 10 times better than the one I actually do like. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is a great horror year, man. Like, we've had a lot of great horror films, big and small. We still have so many to come out. We have a lot, and we're about to get a lot of Oscar dramas in the next couple months. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see like the Oscar dramas, the horrors, and going back and forth. We have no more superhero movies for the year. The only big blockbuster we really have left is Avatar, and that's December. Predator, Badlands.
Which brings me to an interesting idea. It's 2025. At the end of this year, we'll complete the first 5 years of this decade. I think that we have an opportunity to do top tens for essentially every genre, right?
Yeah.
Top 10 animated movies of the first 5 years: horror, action, superhero, Static Shock. Woo woo. Also, what else is there? Rom com, which I'm pretty sure I can't name two. Um, yeah, so all the things, right? We have an opportunity to do separate top tens, and also if you're a YouTuber on here, which I know a lot of people on here are YouTubers, this is free game.
Yeah.
Get your top tens of the first half decade ready to go by the end of the year. Post that on January 1st. And you know what I mean? Get it out. It's a free game, man. These ideas aren't exclusive to us. You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to do it in a different way. You know what I mean? So it's a top 10. Like my top 10, your top 10, somebody's top 10 animated movies of the year of the half decade is going to include The Boy on That Heroin. It won't be on my anywhere close to mine, right? So
No.
yeah. So it should be interesting to see people's views on that.
Yeah. Fragrance Style said, "Have you seen The Conjuring?" I haven't. Did you go check it out?
I you know what? I did not. I saw the first two. I was going to binge watch the rest of the Controverse. I watched Annabelle, which is why which was the first one I needed to finish the binge. And after it was done, I was like, you know what? There are better things for me to do in my life. So I just never went to go see it. I never finished the universe. And everybody who is a Conjuring fan has told me it ain't worth it. So I was like, you know what? Let me listen to y'all.
Yeah. Weapons was great in Final Destination Bloodlines. Yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines was a surprise, man.
Yeah, that movie was a lot of fun. And Weapons was fantastic.
So good. Guys, have you heard about the Annabelle 4? No, I didn't know they were doing that.
Right.
They're never going to stop. We're going to get Nun 15, Nun X, Annabelle X. We're getting a Conjuring TV series now. So much. The Carpenter Sons, I'm looking forward to that. The Carpenter Sons? That I haven't heard about. I mean, Carpenter Sons. I don't know how to spell Carpenter, even though he just did it for me just now.
It's a Nick Cage film.
Oh yeah, I saw people were upset about this.
Really?
Because I believe he's playing Jesus.
A family in Roman Egypt faces natural and divine horrors when the son, the boy, rebels with mysterious powers, doubting his guardian, the carpenter, which we all know Jesus is the carpenter. So, okay. Yeah, and he looks like he's playing Jesus. This is something else.
Yeah. But guys, this was really, really fun. It's gotten late, so I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up. Can you tell the people what you have planned for your channel? What you have coming next, and what you have excited to watch in the next couple weeks?
Tomorrow will be the first live human sacrifice on the channel.
Jesus Christ.
No, but I will be. So I've seen. What movie did I see there?
Smashing Machine. You should be doing a review for that soon.
Yeah, I've seen the Smashing Machine. I'm going to do a review for it. I've already got thumbnails and stuff like that going. Hopefully, I'll have that out relatively soon. But yeah, that's the next thing that's coming up, and I don't know if I'm going to review one battle after another. I feel like that's something I could end up reviewing, but knowing myself, I don't have the mental bandwidth to be putting out 2 reviews in a week. So that's probably not going to happen. So I'll probably work on this one on the Smashing Machine, because I'm also way more invested in this movie than I am one bad after another. Unless I see one bad after another, and it's like I have to talk about this. But we'll see. So that's what's coming up. I did put out a vote or a poll for the Unseen Movie Marathon 1978, and what won was Dawn of the Dead. I have decided to move that review to October because Halloween. It just makes more sense. And I haven't finished the movie yet, so I'm buying myself a little bit more time. So it's kind of a marriage of, it's smarter to put it out during Halloween, and also I need to finish it. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Going over to you, Zach.
Press the button. Okay. Yeah. Let me expand myself. So yeah, I'm Zach. I'm Zach Tech Reviews. I am a black man in white America, and I'm going to be reviewing one battle after another. That's definitely happening. And then our next live stream is going to be next Tuesday, and we're going to be doing a spoiler review for one battle after another as well. I think Strangers Chapter 2 comes out. I don't know if I'm going to go see that. I didn't see Chapter 1, and I heard Chapter 1 is garbage, and I heard Chapter 2 is not much better. But it might be a fun, bad movie. But one battle after another is what I'm focusing on next. I have some projects that I've been promising for a while that I've been slowly cooking, and I'm not going to talk about them anymore until they're ready and just put them out. But I do want to bring back Throwback Thursdays. I definitely want to bring that back because that's like the whole point of my channel. I'm the baby cinephile, and you need to see me talk about old movies I've never seen before because there's a ton of them. Yeah. So that
obviously paying attention to Sammy. Can't quite do it. Annihilator. That is it. That is it. Count to 20.
What was that clip for?
I don't know. I just noticed it was still in our clip repertoire. I had no idea why I was here. I was like, this is fun.
Gotcha. Let's read the last couple of these comments and then get up out of here. Not Jesus having stepdaddy issues.
That's hilarious.
When are you coming back alive again? We're going to be live next week. What is that? Next Tuesday is actually the 30th, so the end of the month. So that's our next live. Canary said, no, not in my house. I'm not sure what she was talking about. Something you must have said. Big thank you to both. Well, you'll talk about it once the live is over because she's right there. But Girls and Purses, big thank you to both of you. Lives with
the human sacrifice.
Oh yeah. Not in my house.
Yeah. She ain't got no choice. I'm bringing in human sacrifice if I want to.
Wild. But Book Girls and Purrs, thank you so much. I appreciate that you enjoy us live streaming together and the fact that you even felt it to thank you. We do this guy for you. Well, we do it for us, but we also mostly do it for you guys. Yeah. So I appreciate that. And also Fragrance Style, I appreciate you dropping in as well. Haven't seen you before, but thank you for coming around. Hope you stick around. Yeah, have you guys watched The Ugly Stepsister? I have. Great film. I recommend it to you, Kenny. Nope. And the last thing is, I know what you did last summer. Have you guys watched it? I watched the original.
I haven't,
and I watched the sequel.
I have seen the original, yeah.
But I have not watched this new kind of free boot, but not reboot film. But yeah, that is it. This was really, really fun. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys have a good night. Make sure you subscribe to Kenny's channel. You subscribe to my channel. And subscribe to everybody's channel in the chat as well because they're all YouTubers. And we will see you next week.
I was a lesbian.